Bienvenido.
Hello, Tim, and fellow players.
Howdy.
Greetings.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Hello.
Hello. And I hear Wes.
Yeah, he wants to put a data dice. Wes, can you say data dice? Other words. Okay. Here's some dice.
That's the online, that's the World of Darkness online dice roller. I just threw up in the links.
Little did we know that Phil is a paid spokesperson for World of Dice Roller.
Yeah.
Shh, no one knows. No one knows.
The 10 cents are mine. Ha ha ha.
They ain't never gonna figure this one out, boss.
All right, yeah. My son is up for a little while. He'll probably take a nap shortly, so I'll be trying to mute my stuff here and there. But yeah, welcome back. I think this is the most players we've had for a while, so that's good. Getting a little feedback though. I think it's from Brian, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh,
I just switched over to my headset.
Oh, okay. You always do that last minute. Okay. I think it's okay. I don't. Oh,
well, I had my headset on. No, can you? Is it? No.
It's like staticky every once in a while.
I don't think it's me.
I don't know who it is. Okay.
I'm unmuted. Well, except for right now. I was muted.
I hear the static, so it doesn't sound like it's coming from anything on my end.
Yeah, we'll just we'll deal with it the best we can. Yeah, I can't tell who that's coming from. It's not lighting up. Huh? Strange.
The
hopefully
call's being hacked by the God machine.
So yeah, last time we had some shakeups to the campaign. You're now all playing clones of your previous characters, and you have no idea what the fates of those characters are. Oh, John says it's him with the static.
Okay.
John's the God machine.
I think it's a little bit better, John. It's still kind of in the background, though.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Whenever you whenever you mute it, it goes away. So, well, I don't know. Let's just try to keep an eye on that, or just try to mute out whenever you're not talking. All right. Trying to think how we're gonna start here. I kind of figured we'd start with Theo, since he's like going off on a solo quest, and then we'll get back to everybody else.
Sounds good.
So, Theo, you are in the cockpit of an El's fighter, and you have been flying off at max speed in search of what you think is perhaps the She vessel. What you do find, however, is that before you get to your destination, you see that there's a wake turbulence, a signature from a Quay vessel. It seems like it's ahead of you and traveling in the same trajectory.
Theo's going to accelerate and try to catch up to the Quay vessel. He'll have, when he's in range, he will send communications to the Quay vessel. Having chompers to reply. He'll say, within the communications, he's going to reply, to chompers, this is Theo. Please come in.
You'll see his end of the communications comes up. It's very staticky. There's like lines coming from top to bottom. It looks like he's wounded. It looks like one of his eyes has been injured in some fashion. He has a lot of like viscous fluid on him. You see his little one, however, running all around him on his shoulders and such. And he looks back at you.
Go away. Chompers, take care. Got them.
What do you mean you take care of them? Are they gone?
Choppers follow. Choppers kill.
Choppers, I've lost track of time. What happened?
Choppers attack ship. Make ship flee. Fly away, but choppers follow.
What happened to us? Did the she attack us? What happened?
I don't know. They do strange things. Invaded. Took you over. I made them flee and go away.
You're still in pursuit of their trail?
Yes.
Send me the coordinates, please.
You'll see that he reaches forward and pushes some buttons, and there's a location that seems kind of erratic. It seems to be changing course frequently, but he gives you the last known direction that it was traveling in.
Theo will then he'll then keep a tracking distance on the Quay vessel, wherever that one's going. It's probably where the she are probably heading. At this point, he'll kind of just lean back in his in the chair and kind of just stroke his head a little bit, realizing that there's just peach fuzz there, not exactly a full head of hair. He'll kind of just lean back and he'll begin to frantically try to piece together what's going on in his head.
How did you escape? I thought you were on the ship in front of me.
I don't think I did escape. Chompers, I think I'm a clone.
What?
I told you about this on the ship before. It's a new piece of technology. It allows us to take our personality and mind and body and make another copy of it in case we die or if something were to happen. I don't know if the original me is dead. I don't know. I'm trying to find out what happened with. I'm trying to find a Nell.
I will gut them and eat their intestines.
Good. You make those fuckers pay.
They seem faster, though, than I can... Unless they stop, I don't think I'll catch up. I damaged them severely, though. Broken.
That's excellent. Is there any... Try to focus on... Is there any leaks coming out of the ship, something that would give it some sort of signature? That way you can trace it for long periods.
That is why I can't trace it. I ripped a hole in their hole.
Good. I'm going to head back to the ship and try to find a way to help locate them quicker, all right? And then I'll send you coordinates to where they are, if it changes. Theo out. And with that, he'll hesitantly, like, a bit of a shaking hand, hit the button. And then,
You'll see the hand of Chompers reaches forward and ends the communication.
from there, he'll turn the ship around and dock back in with the Okina.
All right, so back on the ship. Theo's absence was noted, and we'll go back to the med bay where Esteban has been looking into the things that were printed out on the 3D printer.
So I'm carefully looking through all of the logs, and I try to find any files for Esteban Fortuna.
Yes, you find your file, and you also see that. Where is that at? You are multiple. There's been multiple clones of you cranked out.
I delete the file.
Yeah, you learn that you are the third clone of your original self.
Yes, he starts freaking out.
Yeah, in addition to that, you'll see that Theo is the third clone, Bryce is the fourth clone, Longbeard is the third clone, Samantha Pawn is the second clone. So that'd be the first time you've interacted with that information. Sally is the second clone. Colt is the sixth clone, since he had 3 previous clones before the she did this. And Anel and the baby are on their 8th clone. They were printed out a lot more than anybody else. Seems that the she might be interested in human reproduction.
I just keep a careful note of this. Who else is in the room with me? I don't remember.
I believe Bryce and maybe Sally?
Yeah, I would say
Are
Bryce and Sally are probably there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just start relaying that information about how many times people have been cloned.
Bryce is just absolutely sick to his stomach, leaning against one of the counters, kind of shaking in his new clone body.
This is not right. This is not right. I don't like being not in control.
I think that's something that we've all been getting used to here. It feels so strange not sensing the system innately. I'm missing some cybernetics.
Yes, I am missing my eyes. I had those specially installed.
So as Bryce is standing there just trying to reach out with his mind, he ends up starting to look for thought patterns with his sense thoughts power, just to see how many there are on the ship, especially once he hears that that people have been cloned multiple times. He's doing a head count, except it's like a brain count, I guess.
Yeah, something like that would probably make a lot of sense. You seem to still have that ability. It's funny, I just had my notebook and I think I lost it. Oh, there it is. Alright, so you're doing a head count, and there are more heads to count than you expect. Let's see here. We got Theo. You can sense him coming back to the ship. He's very close. Seems like he's docking with the ship as you are doing this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 10.
Right. Yeah. If you pick up any of Sally's thoughts, you realize she's a lot more shaken than she lets on. She tends to not telegraph her emotions very much.
Yeah, this thing is mostly just to figure out if there are thoughts in the vicinity. It's not. He's not trying to invade anyone's.
No, but you probably still get a vibe. from people.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I need to contact the captain. Is this room still signal blocked, by the way?
Yes.
Bryce steps out of the room for a moment, and just hits a comm button. Captain? Just sort of broadcasting to the ship at large because he's not sure where Longfear is specifically. Captain, do you read?
You're saying the communications are gone, John? I don't know why that is.
Oh, weren't we in the Faraday cage room?
Oh yeah, in that room, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go outside of it, that's fine.
Yeah, Bryce has just stepped out into the hall.
John, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yep. Jesus. Go ahead, Bryce. Trying to find a communication panel is tough.
Come to think of it, if you're in the doctor's room, that's just down the hall, so when you respond, he may just be able to hear your voice through the walls. Anyway, he starts walking down the corridor and says, "We've got more life signs on the ship than personnel in our logbook. It seems that we've got... I can sense 10 people thinking. I don't know...
So,
I don't know what all that accounting for."
So Longveer and Bryce hear another Longveer answer the comms.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Sorry, Captain, did you not get my first tale? There are more thought forms on the ship than there should be. There are 10.
Wait, Bryce just told me that. There are more? How many more?
Oh God. Where are you, Captain?
Simultaneously you hear, in the hallway in the engineering.
This might... if you could meet me, Captain, in the med bay, that would be of great use. Esteban has some information, that he should probably share with you. He's got counts on how many times we've been... well, just meet me in the med bay, okay?
Okay, Bryce. I'll be right there. Okay, Bryce, I'm right there, right on my way.
So Bryce just steps in and tries to catch his breath, while looking around at Sally and Esteban, and says, I think we have 2 captains again."
2 captains, what do you mean?
I hailed the captain on the comms and wound up with 2 replies from different positions.
Well, are we going to have to kill one of them?
Esteban and Bryce hear another Esteban on the comms.
In the Faraday cage room?
Well, are we just hearing it as like a ship-wide thing, and we're hearing it through the doorway or something?
Yeah, it's like echoing into the... Yeah.
Okay.
No! You do not exist!
Esteban, that sounded a lot like you.
Find out where it is.
I guess Bryce is going to do process of elimination here with the thought forms, and he knows that one of the captains is in engineering, and the other one was in a hallway. What other map points do we have right now? We know that Theo is in the docking bay.
Yeah, so
And
you do like a process of elimination here. We'll just say these out loud. It looks like there's one Theo. There are two Estebans. There's one Bryce, which probably relieves you. There are two Longbeers. There's one Samantha/Pawn. There are two Sallys. There is one Colt, and Anel is not present. So that's it, Bryce. That's 10.
Is Bryce familiar enough with people's thought patterns that he can identify that?
Yeah,
of course he won't know what Pawn looks like in organic space, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you know them enough to do that. You probably, you wouldn't be able to tell who's the earlier clone, but
okay.
You can tell who's there. So the ones that are the most alarming, there are two Sallys, two Estebans, and two Longbeers.
Sally, it seems like there's another one of you two somewhere around here.
Where is the other Esteban?
Just a sec. I'll see if I can give you a sense of that. He's just kind of racking his head trying to correlate these things with positions in the ship, with his idea of the layout. He seems to be in hydroponics, I think.
Before you even finished the sentence, he was running out the door.
Bryce just kind of swallows, sits down, and stares at the door, waiting for the captain or captains.
He's just sprinting at top speed towards hydroponics.
Okay. We'll go back to the captain. Who let's say is walking with one Sally and Pawn.
So I have Samantha with me, and Sally is also another Sally is with me.
Yeah, one of the Sallys and Samantha/Pawn is with you. Yeah. We'll say that Samantha just seems to want to hold your hand a lot, so she's holding your hand as you walk down the hallway.
All right. So I'll increase pace a little bit, heading down the hallway. We probably see Esteban just burst through and run across the hallway, and I'm like, Esteban! And then he's gone, obviously. Then we continue on to the med bay. Are you feeling okay, Sally?
Yeah. I'm curious to meet other me.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be like to see yourself and
I always
touch yourself.
I always worried that it would be unpleasant. You'd find out all the terrible things that everyone else already knew about you. And you couldn't blame it on other people being different. It would be like, you know what I mean? It's like if you'd find out all the irritating little habits that you never knew you had.
I can kind of understand that. I do not wish to see another of myself personally. With that, they reach the center of the corridor. He looks to the right, doesn't see Esteban, then takes a quick left and heads the 20 yards to the med bay door and opens it.
Bryce just kind of nods briskly his way and says, Captain?
Samantha will run up and give Bryce a big hug.
Bryce's eyes go completely wide, and he hugs her back and the eyes shut. Pawn? Is that...
I missed you, Bryce. And she just squeezes harder, and you think that she's crying on your shoulder.
He's just trying to process this.
She has dark hair and very fair skin.
I missed you too. He opens his eyes quickly and looks at the captain. Captain, just kind of eases Pawn away from himself with his hands. Oh God, where do we start, Captain?
You see that both Sallys are looking at each other.
Hello. We just kind of wave at each other, kind of. Okay, this is unusual.
Colt will walk in behind you and sort of he puts both of his arms on either side of the door. What is this? He seems like he's also looking over at both the Sallys. And probably by this point, the second captain arrives.
I guess I should ask whether we should all be self-conscious. The She didn't clothe us again, did they? We were just cloned.
Yeah, some of you have probably gathered up clothes on the way to the med bay.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah. And I probably got I'm assuming I got maybe one of those medical sheet things that, robes.
Okay.
That, the ones that tie in the back, that kind of thing.
Oh, my bad. The second captain doesn't arrive. So it's just the one captain.
Longhair doesn't really say anything, but he kind of silently walks around the two Sallys, giving them a wide berth, and then grabs one of the diagnostic tools and begins scanning not only himself, but scanning the two Sallys.
You'll see the Pawn just sort of slings into a chair, and she grabs a monitor and tries to work it, and she doesn't realize that it's disconnected at first, and then she stops. She sort of just turns around and looks at everyone.
So, two of me, huh? So can the universe handle this much awesome? She kind of dry. She kind of says that as a dry joke, but
Captain, the head count as it stands, and I guess we should all be made aware. There are two signatures that seem to match you, Sally, obviously, and two that match Esteban, and two that match you, Captain.
There's two that match. So there's two others besides me, or just me and another?
There's you and another.
Wait, where's Esteban? So I'm running down the hallway.
I think he went after his other iteration. I told him that I sensed it in hydroponics. I don't know what he intends to do.
And with that, we'll switch scenes over to Esteban, who's sprinting down the hallway and has came across the hydroponics bay. He's there.
As soon as he gets to the hydroponics bay, he pushes the button to open the door, and he just sprints in looking for his other iteration. Just quickly searching under everything, and he's also stalking through the area. He's very carefully moving along, staying underneath of trees in the shadows whenever he can.
Feel free to have a lot of free reign here, Tim.
Okay. So as he's walking along through the shadows, he hears the crack of a branch. Then he jumps back and rolls backwards, lands on all fours, and he sees the other him up in a tree, and it jumps down out of the tree and lands on him. They start grappling each other and grabbing each other by the throat. They just start pummeling each other and beating each other. He says,
I am the real me. You're not the real me.
And they're just like trying to kill each other.
So there's violence and broken plants, broken legs underneath sections of plants tumbling down. There's dirt, potted trees go tilting and falling over.
The one that ran into the room, he's on the bottom. He gathers his feet up underneath of him, and he kicks the other one off. Then he grabs one of the small trees that was growing up out of the ground, or out of the hydroponics bay, and he rips it out of the ground and comes running at him and just starts pummeling the other one with the rootstock of it. Says, "You are not me. I am me. There is only one me." Then he beats the other one to the ground. He's just on his back, and he starts getting him in a chokehold. He starts trying to choke him out.
Captain, this is Aisho. There seems to be violence happening in the hydroponics bay. Life readings are wavering.
Thank you, Aisho.
Should I send the bot to stop the violence?
No. No, do not activate that thing at all, ever.
Should I quarantine the area?
He kind of looks around, he looks over at Bryce, and then he says, yeah, seal it off.
Should I inject life-suppressing gases?
Yeah, do the gases. Yeah, that should stop them.
But my goal should not be to kill them, correct, Captain?
No, don't kill them.
Hydroponics bay locked. Gases.
As soon as he hears the gas leaking out, they both look around, look at each other, and just take real deep breaths. Then they launch themselves at each other again.
Like this orange blue mist starts to fall from the corners of the room. It starts to dissipate and sort of spread down, and it's almost like a cloud that comes up like a fog.
The one that's on the top, they have each other by the throat, and they're trying to push each other's face away. But the one that's on the top, he grabs the tree that he was pummeling the other one with, and grabs a branch off of it and starts pushing it down towards the other one's eye.
And probably around this time, it's almost impossible to keep your eyes open, and then you just sort of slump into each other.
Okay, so they just pass out on top of each other.
Yeah, so it's a pile of Esteban in a mist of orange-blue gas, surrounded by lush vegetation.
That sounds like a lovely scene.
If Pawn was still the AI, I should be playing some romantic music. No, but... So, we'll go back to Theo, who was just docked with the ship.
While inside, he'll kind of sit there for a few moments. He'll kind of crouch down in his seat, grabbing his hair. He's trying to make sense of all this, and at the moment he's trying to hold back a wave of tears and not kind of lose control. And while that's happening, he'll gather himself, take a deep breath, and with a shaky motion, he'll drag himself out of the ship. Probably after about 10 minutes or so.
One of the things you see as you're getting ready to close the cockpit, there's just sort of like a little news feed there that's hooked up to the data net inside of a Nels fighter, and there's a headline that catches your eye. Earthers divert asteroids. Gonjan doomed.
He'll look into it further.
If you bring it up, you'll see a news feed of the The armada of Earther ships, they've taken heavy casualties. Half of the armada was destroyed in the process, but they managed to divert the asteroid so that the one headed toward Earth was now also headed towards Gonjan. And you see that Gonjan is probably, within the next probably 5 hours, going to have 2 asteroids head into it. There's some other stories, if you look further into it, a bunch of speculations about Earthers and the Shi having an alliance.
Phil kind of stares down for a moment. He'll take a deep breath and say, well, fuck me. He'll turn it off, close the cockpit. He'll make his way over to the intercoms. Captain, I'm back. What's the status?
Good to have you back, Theo. Status is the ship looks like it's okay. If you could meet me down in engineering, that would be perfect.
Have you been looking at the news feed? I don't know if anyone's had time to.
I actually checked it earlier when I was on the bridge.
And you know about the asteroids heading to Gonjan, both of them?
Yes, I do. Nothing that we can do about that now. If you could meet me in engineering, that would be perfect.
I guess. You just feel like a very enthusiastic click off of it, and he'll slowly wane his way down there. He'll have quite a slightly hunched over, kind of grasping the sides of his clothes that he's got on, and his face looks racked in anger.
Colt comes up to the captain, at least the one that's present, in the mid-bay. Captain, should I go take care of the 2 in Hydroponics Bay? Restrain them, bring them back?
The captain kind of looks up from his diagnostic tool and kind of like raises an eyebrow, staring at the doctor for a second. Yeah, that's a good idea, Cole. We should probably do that.
All right, I'll get Gino to help me, and I'll go gather him up.
No, we shouldn't use that thing. It probably is malfunction. We should keep it off.
Oh, really, Captain? Is there something I should know about?
No, it's just a dangerous spot. It hasn't been. We don't know what the Sheik could have done to it.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Good point. Maybe Theo can look at it later. Or Bryce, maybe. You're also good with those things.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if it's our top priority right now, though.
Yeah. The Colt shrugs, and then he starts walking down the hallway, heading towards the Hydroponics Bay.
You can hear kind of mumbling from Long Bay or something about, gonna find the first. It's gonna be the first one. And he goes back to scanning the diagnostic tool.
Is there anything I can do, Captain?
Absently, kind of, no, Bryce, I got this. Once I figure it out, we'll be all set. It won't be a problem.
What are you trying to figure out?
So I'm curious as the legal ramifications of this. I mean, has this happened before?
You'll see Pawn look up. I don't believe so. It was a prototype machine. I don't think anyone has really thought of the ramifications of this. She's sort of like kicking her feet like back and forth, like swaying them. She doesn't even look at Sally. Where's Sally when she says it? She's like looking down at the ground.
All right. After a couple of seconds, the long hair kind of looks up and there's a slight grin. He's like, I got it. and he points to the Sally on the left and says, she was the first clone. Cell degradation, brainwave patterns, all this made her as being the first one that was cloned out of the two of them.
Does that matter, Captain? I mean, really? I mean, we're all clones. Does it really matter what order we came in?
Of course it does.
Why?
The first one is the prime. That's the only one that matters.
That's an interesting suggestion.
So are you saying that if the originals of us are discovered to be fine, we will all gracefully commit suicide? Because I don't really plan on doing that.
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying that there has to be one that's the first, and that.
What does that gain us, Captain, knowing that?
Well, now that I know how to track it down, I can scan each of us and we'll know. I'll know which Longbeard is the one that's rightfully in charge.
Yeah, there is the ranked protocol to be determined, but
personally, I think it's a neat idea that there's two of some of you. Wouldn't you want to have two minds? Aren't they better than one?
It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if it'd be, I think it might be problematic.
You can be two places at once. I know what that's like. I used to be everywhere. It feels kind of strange to be contained in a body. That's probably the same way you feel, huh, Bryce?
A little bit, Pong. But you must be feeling something, well, far stranger than what I am right now.
You see that she's like touching everything. Like if there's like a rough patch of something, she's rubbing her arm on it. There's like a little bit of maybe like carpet or something on the floor. She's like rubbing her feet on it. It seems like she's obsessed with the sensation of touch.
Just keep mindful of hazards while you're experimenting, Pawn. I guess I should ask, do you want us to call you Pawn or Samantha?
I think I prefer Pawn. Samantha seems like that was someone else. But I know it's me. I know you all as Pawn, or I was Pawn when I knew you. I think that's better.
Good. Yeah, that feels right too.
The Sallys are just kind of looking at each other and just kind of very quietly regarding each other, and just like inside, Sally's just thinking, "Damn it, show some emotion, you aloof bitch."
By this point, Colt has both Estebans on a cart, like a motorized cart, and he's bringing them up the hallway. He wheels them into the room. I can give them a stim to wake them up, Captain. Would you want to hear what they have to say?
It's better this way. And then he begins scanning them.
They seem to be trying to kill each other.
Yeah, that's not important. And after a couple seconds, he points to the one on the left and says, "That's the first one. That's the prime."
What do you mean the prime? Are you talking about the order of the cloning process? Why does that matter?
Yeah, that's the first one. No, that's the one.
You're not going to go all Captain Ying on us and try to kill off the last clone, are you?
Well, no. I'm a doctor. I wouldn't go around killing people.
Well,
but they should be eliminating something.
Yeah, some of us seem to be really concerned about who's first.
He's like, this isn't important to you? You don't... you can't just willy-nilly start creating clones of us and using them as secondary beings. This is not some sort of thing to create a new population of clone beings or something.
Why not, Captain? I think that's perfectly plausible.
Well, he just scowls at her and looks over at Bryce. Bryce, you can't... You saw the way that thing that attacked us when we first boarded the ship way back when, what they had done to him. Is that what we're going to do? We're just going to just pop out a bunch of clones? Hey, I need fighter pilots. Let's just pump out some clones.
Captain, the truth of the matter is, I'm on my 4th. I don't know where the others are. We've all been cloned multiple times, and each one of our instances is fully capable and self-aware as far as we can predict. There are just more people. No one's suggesting that we increase that number, but the number has been increased, and we need to find a way to deal with it, or at least come to terms.
No, the ship cannot function like this. It makes no sense.
I agree that it makes no sense, but the ship must function like this, unless the others willingly leave.
Colt grabs a stem of his own volition and disobeys orders, and shoots them into both Estebans.
Where am I?
They're fully, they have like plastic bands around their wrists and ankles. But see the Colt sort of folds his arms and looks at the captain.
What is going on? Then they both look at each other and they just start glaring at each other. Ah, yes, I remember, the imposter.
Yes, it makes sense that there has to be one has to be the imposter. There has to be one prime.
Yes. They both say simultaneously, he is the imposter.
Technically, you both are.
We're all fakes here.
There is only one Esteban Fortuna, and I am he.
Was that the one that I had pointed to before?
They're both saying it, so.
Yeah, they're both saying, I am the real Esteban.
Alright, the Walker says no, and then points to the left one and says that is the Esteban.
Now that we have that settled, can you please unchain me so I can dispatch this imposter?
Longbeard begins to unchain him. And there,
As he
steps back.
As he gets these last of his manacles off, he rubs his wrists and his ankles, and he calmly walks over to the instrument tray and pulls up a laser scalpel and starts walking over to the other him. I do not tolerate imposters, and he starts putting it down towards his throat. And he begins to cut.
Well, if Colt sees this, he tries to kick the laser scalpel out of Esteban's hand.
Okay, so as soon as he starts getting over to him, he turns it on to full strength, and then he kicks the blade out of his hand. What? Why did you do that? We have discussed this. He is the imposter.
Longer steps up. Yes, he is the imposter. Step back.
We did not discuss murder. You're not going to kill anyone in my med lab.
Murder. Murder. This is not murder. I am here. That thing is fake.
You're both
Bryce
fake.
sprints out of the room.
Yeah, everybody here is fake. Everybody in the room is fake.
I am the most real. Therefore, I am the prime. I am the chosen one that is to be living.
Colt just tries to slap
Oh God,
Esteban across the face.
He's the chosen one. He's found religion.
Colt slaps the Esteban in the face that has the laser scalpel.
What? What is the meaning of this?
Step away from your other self. I'm tired of this bullshit in my med lab. You know what? Get the fuck out of here.
Fine, I will take my other self with me. And he starts wheeling the cart out.
Colt puts his foot like underneath one of the wheels and stops it.
What do you think you are doing?
Hey, I'm the one that woke your ass up. You better give me some respect.
And I am the one that pulled you from that cloning machine. when your other self was infected with that cybernetic tumor.
Yes, I'm not stopping you from leaving, but this one's staying here.
He's just fuming. You see he's just visibly angry. His eyes are bulged out, and you see the veins on his neck pulsing. Then he just turns on his heel and just storms out of the room.
Feel free to throw yourself out of an airlock anytime you want.
He just slams the button on the outside to close the door, and he's gone.
Well, that went a little bit worse than I expected. I guess I should have listened to you, Captain. Sorry. My apologies.
Yes, it does not matter. All that matters is that there is only one of us. Obviously, I am the sane one. That one seems very damaged.
You see that...
Perhaps we should just do as you say. Throw that one out an airlock.
You see Colt just kind of chuckle and shake his head. Pawn, at this point, has stood up on one of the seats that she was sitting on. She's up on the counter. She's opening up the cabinets and, like, looking inside and feeling different glass containers and things.
Longbear kind of stares at Colt for a couple of seconds, then turns and walks towards Samantha, gently picking her up, saying, "Samantha, you got to be careful. You can't be climbing up on this stuff, Pawn."
But these ones are so smooth, and you see how that angle there. Just how did they even make something like that? It's beautiful.
I'm not sure. Maybe the 3D printer, but that's not really that important. I just don't want you to fall and get hurt. If you're fragile, though, you can get harmed.
Oh, I don't think I. You mean like pain?
Yes.
All right, Captain. I'll take your word for it. She'll just sort of like sit down on the seat she was at. She's like looking around. She just seems to linger on Bryce.
Bryce ran out of the room.
Oh, that's right. I guess we should. Where'd Bryce go?
Bryce sprinted to. He's actually heading up towards the bridge so that he can use the view screen there. Just because it gives him a really broad area to look at while he's checking cameras around the ship. And he checks down to see what engineering is doing. Because he knows there are two thought forms there, and it stands to reason that they're Theo and the other captain.
Okay, so as Bryce watches, we'll head to the engineering, and where the other captain and Theo are discussing things.
When Theo enters, he doesn't see the captain. Well, at least when he first opens the door.
Theo will look around. Captain? Captain?
There's kind of a whoosh of air, and then you feel yourself being lifted off the ground, and the shroud that was covering Veer slowly fades off with kind of an electrical look. His eyes glowing with electricity, and he's holding a Gungeon blade just inches from your throat and holding you up with his left hand. And he says, "Why? Why did you leave?"
I'm only going to say this once. You get that fucking blade away from me, or things about to get nasty, and he will start heating up.
Theo, why? Are you Theo?
I ain't nobody else. I think it's pretty obvious why I left. I had to find Anel. She is not on this damn ship. Now,
Not on the ship at all?
no. Now get this fucking blade out of my face.
After a couple of seconds, he kind of the electricity starts pulling from him. And he gently lets Theo down, and he kind of steps back, and he sheathes his blade, saying, I'm sorry, Theo. I don't know who to trust. What's going on? There are dozens of clones on here, or more probably. I have
Dozens.
images flooding through my head of things. I don't understand.
Why don't you go see the doctor then?
Yeah, I do not trust Cole. I never will. That's why I asked for you to come here. Last I checked, they were all in the med bay, hiding, probably creating some sort of discussion with the other Longbeard to eliminate me, to kill me.
Theo will grab his palm of his head and start rubbing it. Fuck, man. All right. Look, which clones are remaining right now?
You'll both see that one of the cams turns and looks at you.
Theo would just he'll shrug his shoulders and hands up and goes, all right, well, who's up there?
With that, Longbeard turns and a blast of electricity shoots from his hand, frying the camera.
Well, fucking hell, what the hell did you do that for?
Bryce can no longer watch the scene.
Okay, lovely. I think he's going to start moving towards his quarters, pick up his rifle if he can find it, and start slinking down towards engineering.
Theo, you gotta understand. They're gonna eliminate us.
Who, exactly?
Them, all the other clones. Why would she leave so many clones?
Probably because they're being attacked by chompers. I have coordinates right here that shows their last position. If we move the fucking ship now, we can catch up to them.
You're right. You're right, yeah. Is Chompers okay?
He's injured, but he's alive.
Alright, so we need to get to the bridge. Do you have your gun?
No. I barely have anything but these basic clothes I found.
Longbeard looks around real quickly, and then he pulls out his second monoblade and hands it to him. In case someone jumps us, just hack at them until they're dead. I'll go first to make sure everything's safe.
As soon as you hand it to him, he'll look at it and he'll just toss it to the ground and says, I ain't fucking hacking nobody up. Do you not understand? We need to figure this shit out.
Yeah, we do. We have to get to the bridge. Then get to Chompers and then follow them and get your wife back. That's our mission.
The fuck's a wife?
Well, and Anel.
He'll start smacking his head. All right. Fuck my wife. I can't believe we're doing. All right. I think we all need to head back to the med lab and get this sorted out.
No.
There is no way we're going to function with everyone else attacking each other, damn it.
We need control of the ship. We can do that best either from engineering or from the bridge.
No, we need to establish some boundaries. Come on, and he'll start walking.
Longbeard reaches down, grabs his katana, and then stops and says, Aisho, lock medbay.
Captain, one of the captains? Other captain, do you agree with this order to lock the medbay?
Look, second Longbeard looks around, he's like, what? Lock the med? No. Who wants to lock the medbay?
You, other you, Captain. Conflicting orders, unsure what to do.
Almost identically at the same pace, but the medbay Longbeard a little quicker says, Alpha Command A9765558769328 Alpha 9 Beta go. And that is a command line that only the captain has. Putting that captain in charge.
Accepted. Yes, Captain.
Do not lock the medbay.
Medbay not locked.
Yeah, that other Longbear is dangerous. Keep him under guard. Track him.
Understood, Captain.
Yo, see, I knew it.
You'll just see like the motion of what looks like if his back is to you, but the way he motions his head and shoulders, it's as if he's rolled his eyes. He goes on to the comms. Who else is up here? Bryce?
Yes, Theo.
You don't have any clones and you're trying not to fucking kill yourself, are you?
I can give you a head count if you want.
Could you do that, please?
All the crew is accounted for, except for Anel, in one iteration or another. However, the captains the captain has a duplicate, Esteban has a duplicate, and Sally has a duplicate.
Fantastic. Who's having delusions of grandeur?
Most of them. Okay, that's not fair, but... Oh, dear God. Things have gone to hell, Theo.
Look, there's two days have passed. I have no memory of what happened. Chomper says that he injured the she-vessel, and the she-vessel is now, it's slightly faster than his, but he gave me coordinates to where it might be heading. We need to be able to get there, but at this rate, it's going to be nearly fucking impossible because everyone is trying to apparently play, get rid of the doppelganger.
At the very least, Esteban, well, the Estebans and the captains seem to be both of the pair. In each instance.
Well,
I'm not trying to kill anyone. I'm trying to protect myself. I'm trying to protect you.
Oh my God. All right, enough of that. And he'll just kind of hold his hand up. God fucking damn. All right.
Theo and Captain 2 hear Ginu's footsteps coming towards them.
He'll walk up to it.
Captain
Ginu.
Shroud.
It seems like it has its weapons armed, but it's not firing or anything. Its arms are outstretched, however.
Ginu, stop.
And you see a face on the faceplate that was black before. The face is that of looks like an average Ganjan male.
Ginu is a nice little. Anyways, stop.
Sorry, Theo.
Is something wrong?
My orders are to keep the second captain under watch. You are welcome to go.
Bryce, the other Longbear apparently has this Genu to watch the other captain.
I'm not gonna say that's unwise.
Yeah, you do see the various liquids that are covering the chest area and arms of Genu.
Theo begins pulling up the specs on his data pad about the duration of the Ganjin gas and how long it keeps people knocked out.
It seems that it's usually about an hour or two.
He keeps that in mind. And with that, he just begins walking down, and he'll look back, not seeing where the captain is. He goes, "Where the fuck did he go?" Fuck it. And he'll make his way up to the med lab.
All right, I think we've ignored Esteban for a little. Well, second Esteban that walked off. So where did second Esteban go?
He promptly goes to his room, and he opens up the case that he took off of the his cryopod that he was in, and he begins assembling a very large rifle. He carefully takes out the mid-piece and attaches onto the butt of the rifle, starts screwing things in, takes out the barrel, carefully looks down the barrel, measuring everything, and he starts inserting it into the rifle and screwing it into place. He has a very large silencer that he very carefully tightens into the end, has an electronic scope that he puts on the side, and he begins measuring it, activates it, and begins tuning all the little knobs and dials on it. And after he has that done, he stalks out of the room.
So currently we have 2 people stalking around the ship with rifles.
Yep.
Let's go back to the other stalker. What's Bryce doing with his rifle?
Well, his rifle is slung over his back. He doesn't need to have it out in time. Anyway, he's just basically following the thought forms of Theo and the other captain, just trying to work his way towards them.
Right,
have they split paths?
Let's say that you get up to them. That's fine. So the captain is there with Genu, whose arms are outstretched, and it just seems like it's watching you.
Right. Okay. How do you want to handle this? Captain? You're at an impasse with yourself.
John, I think you might be muted.
Oh, sorry. I got to go to the bathroom. My bad.
All right. So the second captain is there with Genu with his arms outstretched, and Bryce has come up with a rifle slung over his back and asking what you want to do.
Oh, did I not run into them, or?
Oh, yeah, we'll say that you're there too.
Yeah, you're probably there.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to see her, Will.
Well, that's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Captain, we need to discuss this frankly. Both of you will come up with perfectly reasonable arguments as to why you should stay around. I think both of the arguments towards terminating the other are unreasonable.
And it's a waste of fucking time, considering the fact that we need to get things due.
From down the hallway, like way back towards the engineering. So, who said anything about eliminating anything? I've only been here protecting myself. Is the other one talking about it? Eliminating me? And then after your silence, he's like, I told you, Theo. I told you he was going to do that. I know, because he's with the same.
He like grabs his hand. When he takes his hand, like pushes it up against his face, and okay, let's think here. Get 2 clones, disagreeing with each other. Want to kill. All right, what's it going to take to get you to understand? And before he finishes that, he looks over and hits the comm. Hey, Captain, other captain in med lab.
After a couple of seconds here, go ahead, Theo.
Okay.
Did you kill the other Longbeer?
No, I did not kill the other Longbeer. Okay. All right. You're gonna need to come down here because there's look. The more time we waste doing this is the more time that She Vessel is going to get away. And I'll be very, very fucking frank with everyone at this very moment. I want to get Anel back. And if that means I'll have to get back in that ship and go off on my own, I will do that. But I don't want to do that, okay? So, Here's what's going to happen. You're going to come down here, you're going to work out your little clone issues with your other self, and then we're going to get this shit started, okay?
Yeah, that's unacceptable. They'll just try to kill me. I will go to the bridge, though, Theo, and make sure that we're heading out as soon as possible to track down Anel. That seems like our best course of action now.
He'll hit the comms off, and he'll look over at Bryce. All right. Well, that didn't work out. I don't know why I thought it would.
Meanwhile, in the med lab, Esteban with your sniper rifle. That's your destination. You're heading back to the med lab, right?
He doesn't know for certain that the other Esteban is still there, so he's stalking the ship. He's assuming that Colt opened the manacles on him, and he's thinking, I know where I will go, but of course he will know that I know where he will go. Therefore, he will change his tactics and go to an alternate location, and he will go down below ship, but then he will know that I know that he will go down below ship, and he will then go to the hydroponics bay. At that point, he will recognize the fact that I know that he will go to the hydroponics bay, and he will change his tactics again. Therefore, I need to change my tactics. I need to find a way of finding where he is pinpointing is. That Bryce. I need to find Bryce.
Oh, man. So, oh boy, where are we going to start? Oh, let's go back to the med lab. We've ignored Sally. Sally is staring at Sally in the med lab. There's the first captain in the med lab. There is the first Esteban, and there is Colt. So that's all who's in the med lab right now.
Yes, I thought it was the second Esteban's in med bay.
Yeah, the Sallys have started talking and decided that although they kind of find each other irritating, on the one hand, they both always wanted a sister. So they're like, and they're like, what do you bet everyone else on the ship's going to be really retarded about this? And they're like, yeah. You know? So obviously, we're the only ones who are going to be intelligent about it.
You'll see Pawn. She comes over to you both and grabs your hands and starts like swinging them. I never had a sister. Could you be like my adopted sister? Sisters?
We'll look at each other. Sure, why not? It'll be, we're both thinking it'll be like the adopted sister that like, okay, take your sister with you. Okay.
Like, can you like do my hair in like fancy braids and stuff?
Oh, I don't even know how to do that on myself.
Well, maybe we can look on the data net and see a video or something and teach us how to do that. I've always wanted something like that. Just, make it fancy. Can you color it? It's just dark. Could you put like some color in it, like streaks of color?
Oh boy. Okay. Like, who are you again?
Well, I used to be the AI program, but now I have a body. It's kind of neat. I get to touch things.
You know what? You get to touch things. I have some books in my quarters I might want to show you.
Oh, I've never actually read. That's interesting. I mean, I remember when I was a person, but when I was an AI, it's just different.
This is all very heartwarming and very intriguing. Doctor, would you please be willing to unmanacle me? We both know that I am not the damaged one. The other one is quite insane. But I am not going to do anything foolish.
Well, I injected you, and you saw how half-cocked your other version went. So I think I'm just going to leave you just kind of awake. But, yeah, you ain't going anywhere, buddy.
Well, then you are consigning me to death, because the other one will find me. Because he's insane. Something happened in the cloning process. Obviously, he's damaged.
Why, you think the other one's going to come kill you, or what?
Of course. Didn't you see the look in his eye? He tried to kill me. He had a laser scalpel, and he was going to proceed to cut my head off.
I don't think anybody's going to let that happen. I wouldn't worry about it. But, yeah, I'm not letting you out, buddy. So, yeah, I guess I am dizzy to death, you know? So.
It's all nice and good to say, oh, there's no violence is going to happen with his hands manacled. He starts shaking his hands around. It's all nice to say that no violence will happen. But when you have a raving lunatic stalking around the ship with who knows what that he's acquired, he could have weapons by now. Who knows what he has?
Colt goes to the outside of the med lab. He's just totally like, you're talking to him. He just cuts you off. He just walks outside, hits the comms. Captain, is there a reason why the other Esteban would kill this Esteban fuck? I mean, captains or whatever the hell's going on.
Well, one of the captains is just outside the hall, just standing there.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Cool.
What? I'm leaving that one tied up because I think he's gonna like chew the other one's ear off or nose or I don't know, slit his throat or something horrible. I don't know. Where's the other one at? What the hell's going on, Captain? We gotta get some order around it. This place is fucking madhouse.
I agree. It is kind of a madhouse. Why don't you take a break, and then I will watch after Esteban for you.
Take a break? What am I gonna go get some ice cream somewhere? Like.
No, but I believe that both Bryce and Theo need your help.
All right, take care of the situation. I don't know what the hell's going on with Pawn in there. They had like a love fest with Sally. Whatever. Colt just sort of like walks off. This way? I don't know. You just hear him like swearing as he's walking down the hallway.
Sally's.
Captain grins and walks into the med bay.
Sally's, little girl, would you please unfasten me? My life is in danger. Please.
Question: where would you, if you were free and you wanted a weapon to get your other self, where would you get one? Because, and this isn't just an academic question, because your other you probably already has it, if it exists.
Oh, I know very well. There's weapons lockers on the ship. I'm sure that he would find one by now. And if he could not get access to it, he would make an improvised weapon, even if it was just a leg of some chair or something. He's insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems to me that both of you are raving whack jobs when it comes to the other one. You don't want the other one around for some reason.
Me? I've done nothing. I've done absolutely nothing. I've defended myself. This one did nothing but try to kill me from the get-go. I was relaxing. I was having a nice quiet moment in the hydroponics bay, and this one came running in there. And he just acting like a lunatic. He was trying to kill me. I did nothing. I mean, there's obviously something that went wrong in the cloning process. Obviously, his mind was damaged. I mean, you've been on this ship for a while with me. Have you seen me acting like that before? Or am I acting more like the normal Esteban, Fortuna?
Sally,
haven't known you that long.
Watch out for this one. Didn't the doctor say that they were both trying to kill each other?
That's what I heard. I heard it was a very mutual thing.
I was trying to defend myself. If some raving lunatic ran out of the forest and began to try to strangle you, beat you to death with a tree, what would you do? Would you just say, oh, I am a pacifist, I am not going to fight back, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to protest? No, you would defend yourself. You would defend your life. You do anything in your means to defend your life.
Is it a form of self-hatred to try to kill your clone? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yes, psychology. Perhaps we can discuss it at another time, because my life is in danger right now.
Or maybe the clone knows something it can use against you.
Against itself? Against me? we have the same memories.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wasn't trying to kill it. I wasn't stalking after it. It was coming after me. Please, all I ask is to please let me free. Let me loose. That's all I ask. I just want to have my hands and feet free so that I can defend myself. I don't want to be a sitting duck. You saw what he was trying to do. It had that scalpel. It was coming at me. If the doctor, the good, sane doctor, had not kicked it away from, I'd be dead now. You saw that. Please just let me free. I'm not going to do anything irrational. I'm not going to try to murder you. I'm not going to do anything crazy because I am sane. I am of sound mind. That other one, it's dangerous.
Nah, not gonna happen.
Then you are consigning me to being murdered. You are as good as the executioner. You might as well take a scalpel and put it to my throat because you are consigning me to death.
You're so certain of that. You're kind of silly.
Did you not see the look in his eyes? Did you not see the insanity brewing in him? Did you not see it? He is intent on one thing and one thing only. Murdering me. And who knows what would happen after that? After he murdered me. Perhaps you'd say, you're all clones, you all deserve to die. He will stalk you all and kill you all.
You seem to have the same look in your eyes as I saw in his eyes, so your guess is as good as mine.
Because I'm terrified. I'm terrified for my life. All I want to do is have the opportunity to defend myself. All I want to do is to be able to protect myself and not die. That is something that everyone deserves.
Sally, you've been a person for a lot longer, so perhaps you should handle this.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Please, please. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I'm terrified for my life. Please.
No, it's not going to happen. We're keeping an eye out for the other. I'll check on something.
And you're really going to do something. A small child and two little girls are going to do something against a stark, raving lunatic. All right, executioner. Fine. You've consigned me to death. You've consigned me to being murdered. You might as well put me to death now. He just turns his head to the side, facing the opposite direction. If the situation was reversed, I certainly would let you free. I would not sit here idly while your captive, while a stark raving lunatic was trying to murder you. Because I'm a decent person. Please let me free.
So...
Please. Please.
You hear the door open and the captain steps through. How's it going in here, Sally's?
Well, his speech is getting a little repetitive. He's trying the guilt trip. He's like, everybody here knows the score. Like, they're both on that there can be only one kick, and
I am not. I have done nothing. He tried to murder me. He's damaged, obviously. Please, all I want to do is have the freedom to be able to defend myself. That's all I ask for. That one is obviously damaged. Didn't you see the insanity in its eyes?
You look fine to me.
Looks fine. Yes, as he was standing over me, leering with that maniacal grin, about ready to cut my head off with a laser scalpel. He looked perfectly fine.
You think Esteban 2 has come up to the med bay, or?
No, he's stalking down in engineering.
Okay. All right, well, let's leave that scene and go back to Theo, the other captain, and Bryce and Gina.
All right. We're going to need to... I'm not sure how to pull this all together. You'll see him start to just, start rubbing his forehead. He'll have his back to you as he has his hand leaning up against the computer panel. He'll have his head down.
We have 4 crew members in hysterics right now, and it's understandable. But before any rash decisions are made, Captain, I think we should all calm down.
You hear even a farther, even distant call, and you hear, I am calm. I've always been calm. I'm doing what needs to be done to protect myself in this ship.
If you continue with the idea that the best defense is a good offense, then one of you will die, because I'm sure you both have the same notion in mind. That's probably why he's looking for you. If you can put this aside, then you both live, and things are complicated. But that's the only way we can guarantee that you survive. He's just as smart as you. He is very close to being you.
You think you hear a metallic sound coming from way down the hall, probably going up one of the Jeffries tubes, going up to the upper decks.
Okay, Theo. So he's headed towards the bridge.
All right. If he kind of turns to you. If things go to worse, we could always seal that chamber off and just gas it, putting them both under, and then we could try to pick the pieces up from there.
Chances are we'll have to gas more than just them, though. I'm not sure this will all go down in a place where they're isolated.
I think for now, if it does come to that, if we do gas them, we can always just tie them up somewhere, and I think it'd be a lot easier to either separate them in the different crew quarters and have them on lockdown, or no, that can't be right.
The longer that Bryce is standing here, the more he thinks he can sense the heartbeats and blood pressures of everyone that's around him. And he has this sort of dull, thudding sensation or sound in the center of his head.
And this is very different from the sensing of the thoughts, yes?
Yeah. And you sort of have this strange, tickle in the back of your throat, too. Like you have to cough.
As he feels all this, he suddenly becomes more cognizant of the sort of cramped engineering surroundings, and is just hurriedly looking around with his head. It jerks side to side. His pupils kind of dilate. Theo, I don't feel. I've got to head back to Med Bay. Is that okay?
Yeah. Go on the med bay. You don't look too well.
Just let me know if... I guess I won't be within communications in the med bay. We should meet somewhere to discuss the situation later. Just that's where I'll be. He starts scurrying up towards it. He just can't stand the walls.
As Bryce walks, he goes, "How about my place?"
Yeah, sure. That I'll meet you there in maybe 15.
All right. As he walks away, he'll clasp his head and trying to remain calm and not get super angry. He'll make his way down. But before that, he'll turn to Genu. Are you able to track where Longveer is?
I am unsure if I can reveal that information, Theo.
Well, do you know where he is present?
Yes.
Okay, then. Then he'll just walk away.
The eyes of the Ganjan man on the display just seem to be staring at the other captain.
As he's walking down there, he'll hit the comms. Captains.
After a slight pause, you can hear a door opening and closing as the comms are keyed. Go ahead, Theo.
Look, I don't know what happened the past 2 days. 2 days which have passed. And we're all very much disoriented and unsure of it. I think the last thing we need to be doing is trying to I don't know, I can't get my thoughts together. Then you just hear like what sounds like a fist hit the wall.
Theo, just stay calm. Why don't you head to the bridge and see what you can do with the scanners to start scanning that stuff. I will be up there fairly shortly. I'll actually send the Sallies up there to help you.
Okay.
Pinpoint that information. Is Bryce heading up there as well?
He's heading down to the med bay.
Okay. Well, actually, I'll be Pawn here, I guess. I'll send Sally's up there to help you, I guess.
Pawn? Is the AI back online?
Well, Samantha Pawn. They cloned her. She is a young girl. She seems the most stable out of everybody.
Yeah, you all kind of crazy. I'm doing pretty good. It's kind of neat to be able to touch things.
Yeah, she has a tactile.
I'm not crazy. I'm just adjusting.
Theo begins to mull over the ramifications of this, and the thoughts that cross his mind are, what's happening to everybody else? Because he's presuming they're all on the she vessel, and he's presuming all the somewhat horrible things in his mind that might be happening, and he kind of gets somewhat pale. He begins to make his way up to the bridge.
All right, let's take a break here, and we'll go to the the second captain, who is crawling up the Jeffries tubes.
All right. Longbear is quickly hand over fisting, climbing up the Jeffries tube to the main deck, which is the bridge deck. He moves down the hallways, opens the door to one of the elevators, keys to a lower level, and then steps out of the elevator, letting it go down. He then moves over to one of the other Jeffries tubes and goes back down to the second level, I think is.
And where is he trying to get to? What is he trying to do?
He's getting back to the med bay, but he's going a long roundabout way.
Okay. And meanwhile, the other captain is heading up towards the cockpit, I believe.
No, he actually is. He turns to Sally's and Pond and says, perhaps you ladies would like to help Theo track down where the she vessel is gone. I'll stand guard at the door and watch over Esteban for a short while. Either that would lock the door and all that up.
Please let me free. Please. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to do anything violent. All I want is the chance to defend myself. I will stay here. I will stay in here. But I cannot sit here locked away.
For now,
that's a captain call. That's a
Captain, please.
Esteban, I will stay here. There's no way that your Esteban is going to get through me.
I am at your mercy. You do not know what an insane person can do.
you seem to.
I'm kind of scared. It sounds like you're saying that you are an insane person.
The other me,
yeah,
I was
I know.
damaged in the cloning process.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I mean, well, just take it from an outside viewpoint. It just sounds like you're really scared of yourself, and I don't think that should.
If you saw someone coming at you while you are manacled down with a laser scalpel intent on murdering you, wouldn't you be scared?
Well, yeah, that's true. That being said, Captain, do you mind if I stay out with you in the hallway? He kind of creeps me out now.
Oh, please. I am saying I have done nothing to anyone. But yet you treat me like I am a villain.
What was that, John? Go ahead and repeat it.
Sorry. I need you and Sally's to go help Theo.
Okay.
Track up the Shivas. We understand it's damage from what they're saying.
All right.
Let's go check it out.
Hey, can you guys give me a piggyback ride? I've never had one of those before.
Oh yeah, she'll do it. Like
Pond.
no.
As they exit, carrying.
Yeah, we're kind of like going back and forth. Yeah, she'll do it. No.
Oh, come on. She's like sort of tugging at your shirts to try to, but yeah, I guess they exit.
Yeah, you should practice walking.
Esteban to Longbeer. Esteban to Longbeer. You hear over the crackling intercom. Esteban to Longbeer. May I please speak with you?
Longbeer opens the mid-bay door again and then keys in the communicator, but to the specific console he is using to communicate with.
Oh, was he inside?
He was actually. Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was out in the hallway.
No, that's fine. Yes, that's the one.
I know things looked bad there, but that was the one that tried to murder me. It ran into the hydroponics bay and assaulted me. You haven't let it free, have you?
Of course not.
Excellent. And he turns off the communication.
Fine. That was weird. Turns off. Like,
Why don't we just put them both in a room and arrest the survivor for murder?
Okay, so let's recap here. Oh boy, it's really hard to keep track of you all this session. I kind of feel like I think I kind of have to have like a little map of the ship out in front of me and like move like pieces around. So I have no idea where everyone is right now. All right, so I think the Colt has. Oh jeez, where's Theo again?
Theo has just left, and he's now walking up to the command deck.
Okay.
So he would probably run into Colt on the way down there.
To Colt, and I believe Bryce was headed up there too, maybe?
Bryce was headed towards Medbay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like the cockpit and Medbay are two the places that people are going to end up. For the most part. Alright. Who feels like going next? We'll do it that way.
I'll go next.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm in the, obviously, Longbear after that keys off and walks into the med bay and walks up to the stim shelf and begins going through a couple stims.
Okay. One thing the Longbeard notices as he does that is his hands seem to be shaking more than normal.
Are you okay, Captain?
I'm fine. Obviously, he holds the stim that he meant to grab, and then he grabs a different stim, and he kind of pumps it right into his leg, and then starts flexing his hands.
Are you in pain, Captain?
No, I feel fine. And, he steps forward and just kind of places his hand on Esteban's chest, holding him down.
Captain.
Esteban will start to quake a little bit, like his leg just kind of like the can't keep your leg still sort of thing.
I seem to be suffering from the same malady as you, Captain.
Ah, I bet you do. And then he injects him with the stim.
Marvelous.
Similar
May
thing
I have
happened.
another one?
You notice after, the stim, which in this case isn't really a stim, it's actually one of the high barrel poisons, which tends to just break your body down.
Okay. What did you do to me, Captain?
I'm going to kind of with some stares at your eyes, looking closely as you die.
Oh wow!
Blood comes gurgling out of his mouth.
With that
Cellular degradation. You see him starting to sag. His capillaries in his eyes are bursting. Blood vessels in his neck are swollen. It's like they rupture underneath the skin. Big spots of black blood underneath. Very ugly scene.
So the captain is staring down at the murdered corpse of one of the Estebans.
Yeah. Once he's sure that he is completely eliminated, he takes a deep breath, walks over, gets two more stims, quote, stims, and walks out the med bay door.
To see Bryce standing just outside, staring at him.
Is the rifle on your back or is it in your hands?
It's on his back, but it can be moved from that faster than you'd imagine. But he's just remaining sort of stone-faced and says, "Long?"
The captain just, maybe halts a step for a second, then he just nods at Bryce and says, "Bryce," and continues walking past him.
He walks alongside the captain.
Do you have the stims in your hand, or did you put them?
Yeah, I have one in my left hand, one in my right hand.
Okay, so Bryce sees 2 stims in the captain's hands.
I was going to go check and see what was going on in the med lab, but nothing is anymore, is it?
No. The Beta Esteban has been removed.
Is that the sort of executive decision we can expect from you from now on, Captain?
He kind of like raises an eyebrow at Bryce. Well, no, but as far as these clones are concerned, we have 2 more to take out. And then
You are a clone. Remember this.
He stops. He looks over at Bryce. But I'm the Prime. Until another Prime shows up, I'm the Prime. I'm in charge.
I'm sure the other one feels exactly the same way about being the most recent.
You see, like, you notice the hairs on your arm, the little tiny hairs you have, this, start to kind of raise a little bit as air becomes ionized. Bryce, you're with me, right? You understand what I'm doing?
I understand what both of you are doing, and it's incredibly destructive and thoughtless. And you're going to get more people killed than need to be. And this is not like you.
Just 2 more, Bryce. And then we'll go save Enel, we'll save Chompers. Everything will be the way it was.
Will it?
Yes, it will. I lost 20 years of my life. I'm not going to lose any more.
Fine. Where are we headed?
We're heading up to the bridge. Sally, too, is there.
I will accompany you.
Right? With that long-haired walks. He doesn't walk at a fast pace. He just walks, just like he normally would, as if you were just taking a stroll.
Esteban Prime is still stalking towards the med bay.
All right.
I guess he can just be Esteban now. He's just
We'll say that the last surviving Esteban comes up to the med bay, and it's the door's still open.
He was carefully stalking around because he was expecting to see someone there outside. So then when he sees no one there, he looks around carefully, seeing if anyone's hiding anywhere. Then he stalks over to the door and looks inside.
And you see the remains of Esteban.
And he stands up, sigh of relief, walks over to him, looks down at him and smirks. Just, good. I didn't want you around anyway. And he just walks off towards his room. Once he gets to his room, he carefully takes his rifle apart, puts it back in the case, and stores it underneath of his bed.
You'll hear it.
Esteban to Captain.
Okay.
He goes over the communicators. Esteban to anyone.
After a slight pause. Yep, go ahead, Esteban.
I am curious, what is our course of action? What are we doing?
Right now, we're going to head to the bridge, and then after a few things get done, we're going to track down Enel and save him.
What are your orders?
If you could clean up any messes that might be in the med bay, that would be helpful.
I would be most delighted to do so. Esteban out.
Thank you, Esteban.
He goes back to the med bay.
Okay, so up at the cockpit, we have what? The Sallies, Pawn, Theo? I think that's everyone.
Yep. Alright, this is their last position here. We need to triangulate on this at once. There's got to be some way to boost signaling.
This might be a dumb question, Theo, but do you think she's still alive? Do you think that all of them are still alive? Do you think they're being tested on? Or?
When she says that, his hands kind of stop, and there's a little bit of a brief shaking, and then takes a deep breath. I don't care if she's alive. No, you know what? Dead or alive, and I'm hoping that she is alive.
I'm sorry. I'm just probably just too inquisitive, but there's 9 of them, right? The original and the 8 clones, and all of the subsequent children in utero.
I'll deal with that when that happens, Pawn. All right, kiddo?
I'm not really a child, Theo, though I look like a teenager.
He'll put his hand on her head and he'll go, well, from now on, you're going to be the kiddo.
If you say so.
I'll get back and start typing in telemetries.
Sally, do you think there's a reason why they cloned more of them? What do you think they want?
I have no idea. I mean, it could... Maybe they had teams of people and each one wanted their own specimen. Maybe they intended to destroy us when they were done with us and got interrupted. I don't pretend to even be able to guess. I mean, all I can do is speculate and spitball hypotheses.
Upon hearing that, Theo starts to type a little bit more frantically. You obviously see that his face is a little bit... his eyes are obviously bloodshot and somewhat glazed over.
This has me wondering, actually. I saw some streams on the datanet about Rift Warp children. I wonder if there's something... Do you think they're trying to maybe exterminate us? To interrupt the reproduction processes so that humanity ceases to be? Or is that too far-fetched?
With that, there'll be an abrupt stop to the keypadding. He'll turn to her. Whatever they're doing, I intend to blow them out of the fucking sky after I get her and all of them out of there.
It seems that the political landscape has changed as well. With the possibility of the Arthurs just siding with them. We seem to be stuck in the middle in all of this chaos. But
we're always in the middle.
I'm sorry, I'll focus on the task at hand. I'll work on the trajectory and try to see if I have any ideas that come into my mind.
How far is the signal range of the cloning machine?
Well, if Sally, do you remember? Was it? I wasn't around then. Someone said that the cloning machine started going off. Is that right, Theo? When they were close?
Yes, but I don't know the range. It might be the fact that it's not printing because that other individual is not dead. I don't know. If we can somehow link those two together and be able to boost the range, we might be able to find out and pinpoint exactly where they might be.
So, okay. I'll probably have... If you want me to work on that, I can. I just have to go back to... well, I can do it from here, I guess. She starts punching in and routes herself into the 3D printer. And you see her that she's just looking through schematics and programming. And she's typing fairly quickly. But every once in a while you'll see that she picks up her right hand and shakes it. And you see that it's quivering a little bit. You
feeling all right, Pawn?
Just, I I just have these weird tremors every once in a while. And the Sallys and Theo also seem to start getting them. Just like quirks and tics that you don't normally have. Like maybe Theo like just looks to the left every once in a while, just like without his control. And maybe the Sallys are, their hands are shaking.
We should have ourselves checked out. I hate to think we're falling apart.
Maybe we should get the doctor up here. Hold on, I'll get him. Doctor.
Theo? Where the hell is everybody?
Most of us are on the bridge right now. Could you meet us up there?
Damn it, can you stay still? I've been walking around looking for your ass. All right, I'll be up there in 5 minutes.
Thank you. And then begins typing away. And he'll glance over at Sally and the Sallys, and he'll say, "So you're not trying to kill your own selves, right?"
No, we're more like, well, yeah. Part of me is interested in exploring this. I've never, I mean, yeah, I'll admit that I'm, I kind of go aside from the other one. I'm like, I admit that it's weird, and oh man, do I come across as really always come across as that smug? I mean,
there's a brief smile across his face. Don't know.
Yeah, but no, it's I'll have to say, I mean, I find her irritating at times, but I mean, I think we all would find it that kind of thing. But I mean, I don't have any special desire to kill her. I think that like I said, it's like we all admit we don't know much about Esteban, and I just think that he has something that he doesn't want anyone else to know, including another him.
Here you guys are. Holy crap! What did you want, Theo? What's going on?
I feel like we're all been experiencing some nervous tics or something. I don't know why, but I keep turning my head to the left without knowing.
You'll see the doctor is like scratching his head. He does that every once in a while. Interesting. Sally, are you having any side effects?
Starting to get a little twitchy.
Pawn? Yeah, my I don't know, something's wrong with my hands. I don't know. I can't control them all the time. All right. He pulls out the handheld bioscanner that he has with him in his doctor's little briefcase thing, and he starts going over all you. Oh. He seems like he spends more time on the base of the skull, like when he's standing behind you, Theo. Oh, that's not good. Sally, come over here.
All right.
And he does the same thing, and then it stops at the same place on Sally. 1. Oh, that's a pattern. And he goes over to the next Sally and does the same thing.
Doctor, talk to me. What's going on?
He sort of like squints his right eye and makes like his grimace. Pawn, you too. And he goes right to the base of her skull. He goes over to the comm, hits it. Captains, it seems like we all have some sort of... He lets off the comms and looks at Theo. How do I word this correctly? He hits it again. Foreign tissue inside of the base of our skulls.
foreign tissue.
Yeah, he goes over to Theo and shows him the scan, and it looks like something that's about the size of, like a butterfly. It's been, well, you don't see any incisions, but it's in there.
Can we get that out?
I don't know. It seems to be ingrained into the spinal column. That is a dangerous procedure. But it could be possible.
Does everyone have this?
Everyone in the cockpit. You know what? Why don't you check me? He hands you the bioscanner. Hits the right the settings. And yeah, right about there.
You have one as well.
Oh, great. How the hell am I going to operate on myself? Maybe I'll get one of you. Oh, geez, so I really want one of you operating on my neck? Oh, maybe the captain. Well, Captain, are you trying to kill everybody? What's going on here? Where are you at? Captain!
With that, the door opens and the captain and Bryce step through. Why are you shouting, Colt? I'm right here.
He looks down at your hands. Why do you, what are you doing?
Nothing. I have these things in case they're needed. What is it you wanted? Why did you call me?
He just sort of looks over at Theo and looks down at the captain's hands and looks back to Theo. Bryce, what's going on?
Theo nods slightly, and he'll kind of push himself away from the desk slowly and just kind of get up and turn around.
At this point, Bryce, out loud he says, it's as the captain said. However, he also forms a gestalt with everyone but the captains and Esteban. So, most of the people in the cockpit. And that basically means that there's two-way communication between them mentally. And he informs them, okay, the captain has taken it upon himself to eliminate the Esteban that is not Prime. I'm not sure whether either of the captains are acting rationally. There's a hint of logic, obviously, but I just need you guys to tell me what to do.
Is he going to eliminate one of the Sallys?
I don't know. He didn't. I don't know.
Well, what are you going to be doing, Captain?
We came to search for the debris, right? You find it now. As the Sallys, and you track that down.
We're working on it. We may have a easier way of detecting where they all might be. Everybody might be.
Should I man sensors?
Sure, Bryce. You're the best at it. You should probably do it.
Right. He'll pull up he'll take the seat that he was in and turns it around for you.
Thanks, Dale. Bryce sits down and starts opening all sorts of windows. Most of which are focused at the problem on hand. Others are for cameras and things. But, just a dizzying array of data.
Captain, you got to sit down? Yeah, there's a seat right there for you. You see Cole pulls out a seat for you.
You mean the captain's chair?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
With that, he slowly walks over and he sits down in the captain's chair.
All right. So I think we should probably do this. Well, I'm trying to think here. Do you have anything that warns you of danger? Any sort of Kizzen power? I don't believe you do, or any sort of.
I have danger sense.
Danger sense. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
As soon as you touch the seat, your danger sense goes off. It looks like Colt is trying to set you up. You see that his right hand is like inches away from a gun that's on his hip. One of those like Spassky quickfire sort of plasma guns.
I guess immediately my entire body's enveloped in electricity, creating an electrical shroud around me. That's protection.
Okay. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? What was quicker? Are you going to attack with it, or is it more of a defensive thing?
Well, I mean, immediately I would throw up the defense and then blast him if he draws on me. Damn it.
Okay, I think this will probably come down to an initiative roll. Let's see if I remember how to actually do that. We haven't done that in this game yet. So across the gestalt, you hear, before, as he pulls out the chair and the captain, gets over to it, like right around the same time the electricity comes up, you hear Colt saying, "I'm taking him out then."
No.
So both Sallys hear that.
But what'd he say?
"I'm taking him out then."
That's a little bit rash, Colt.
All right. So the reason I'm asking is we're gonna. I guess we should roll initiative for everyone and just see what everyone does. If I can figure out how the hell to do it. 1d10, everybody in the cockpit, plus your dex as a number. So if you have 2 dots of dex, that would be +2. Plus composure, same thing. The dots is the number. And let's see what Colt got.
Okay. I'd have to dig out my dice. Could somebody roll for me?
Sure, I'll roll d10. One Sally got a 5, and another Sally got a 7.
Okay,
So add in your dots.
So I have 5 dots. So that'd be 10 and 12.
So Sally is 10 and 12. I'll put that in the list here. How about you, John? What'd you get?
I got 15.
Okay, John was quick. Bryce?
Bryce triggers his rapid reaction power.
Okay, Bryce is
so
first.
he has +10 on this for the encounter, plus his normal modifier of 9, and the rule. So 22.
Okay, so Bryce is first. All right. Let's see here. You guys are telling me stuff now. All right. Yeah, so Bryce is first. Let's see what Colt here gets. Is that everybody? I guess Pawn should go too. All right, Pawn's pretty slow.
I didn't. I got 15.
Okay, 15. All right. Yeah. All right. What did Colt get? Colt is not first. Did he beat John? He did beat John by 1. He's a 16.
Nice.
Or yeah, I'm writing John here.
So long.
Yeah. Doc got 16. All right, so shit's about ready to hit the fan here. Bryce is first. You think you get the impression that sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the text chat. You get the impression that the doctor is going to shoot Longbeer. That's his plan. It looks like Longbeer is probably going to light up the dock.
Okay. Yeah. I think that this might be the sort of situation that would trigger instinctively Bryce's step out of time power.
Awesome.
Which means that he is going to basically have Dex plus kissing rounds. That's like that's many rounds of
many rounds of being able to screw with everybody in this conflict right now.
Yes. And he also moves naturally very quickly. So, what I think he is going to do, and he's going to have to run. Well, I mean, he basically stands up out of the chair first. Everything to him appears kind of frozen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's like crackling electricity that's stopped. Like literally the electrons have stopped. Everything is just like a freeze frame in time. Time doesn't exist for you.
So the first thing he does, in fact, is I'm just going to see how many rounds I have. I have 8 rounds. He's going to bolt over to his quarters, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Very, very rapidly.
Your speed is like, I don't even know how many meters per round. It's pretty quick, but yeah, we'll just say that.
Well, if I wanted to, I could blow another power and make it instant that he's there, basically.
Do you want to do that for a round? That would be 1 round, but you could do that.
Yeah, I think... Because he's going to have to move something heavy, and he'll want a lot of time to do that.
Okay, so you have 7 rounds left. You've kicked in the Kizzen speed.
Okay. Yeah, that's swiftness of thought.
Okay.
Which means that his base movement speed is now 48 meters, and that's without moving twice or doing the run action?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah, so you can move twice that. So yeah, you move very quickly.
So he moves to his quarters, and he activates the airlift that allows his Faraday cage to be shifted in position.
Okay.
And begins, like, as quickly as he can, moving that, however possible, up towards the cockpit.
Okay, so we'll say that that's another round, so you have 6 rounds left.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is way too much time. He, I guess, for the next round, carefully positions the Faraday cage over the captain.
Okay.
So it's kind of vertical, which it isn't usually, and it's just... He's shaping it around the chair. If he has to break down part of it and warp it, he will. And I mean, if he has to run to grab a tool to do that, he has time.
Okay, so you have 6 rounds, so we'll say 2 rounds to do all that. So you have what? 4 rounds left. The captain is in the Faraday cage.
And I guess for the remainder of the rounds, he's going to, first off, check to see the positions of everyone else using his sense thoughts.
Okay, it looks like Colt is going to quick draw his gun and fire
mostly
at
the people who are not in this room.
Okay.
Wondering where Esteban is and where the other captain is.
Okay, let's do this one at a time then. Where is other Esteban?
He's in the med bay.
Okay. He's cleaning up the mess.
The mess.
And where is the other captain?
He is eating.
He's what?
Eating. He said, "Where do you want it? Do you need to know where he is?"
Well, yeah, Bryce is asking where he's at.
Yeah. He's using the sense thoughts to determine his location in the ship.
Okay, he's just outside the elevators on the command deck.
Oh, okay. So he's even on that deck. Wow. Okay. Fascinating.
So you enacted that power. I think that's everyone, right? Is there anybody else?
Oh, that's even passive, but I'm not going to use all the rounds to their full extent.
Okay.
He's going to I guess he's just going to oh man.
Yeah, you have what, 4 rounds left? Especially to the
he's going to move next to the second captain, point his rifle at the second captain, Okay. And there's probably a control panel nearby in the hallway.
All right.
Through which he is about to, of course, it probably won't respond immediately. He's going to turn on a monitor in the bridge so he can see what goes on there. And then the last thing he does...
So right now you just see a freeze frame of it, but it does turn on for you.
The last thing he does is he's going to use communicate on the captain who's in the Faraday cage.
Okay. All right, so that all happens. Time kicks back in. So the captain is locked in this coffin-like structure. So from the captain's point of view, you were about ready to unleash hell on Colt, and now you're in a coffin. You don't know how on earth that happened.
And it's not staying on long.
Colt grabs his gun and lifts up, and there's the Faraday cage in the way, and he has this confused look on his face. What about the Sallies? What kind of reaction do they have to this?
Basically, like,
I'm sorry. Hold on. We should do this in initiative order. All right. So that's Bryce's action. It's the Doc's next. He pulls up his gun, and he doesn't fire because there's the Faraday cage in the way. He just looks confused. Theo's next. We'll do it that way. So.
Theo's jaw is agape. He looks up and he sees this, and he goes, "The fuck just happened?" That's what we hear.
Does he have any? Does he do anything with the controls or?
No. He just reserves himself. He's on standby.
Okay, we'll say that the Doc, since he's sort of like defensive minded, he's going to drop down into a crouch and he's going to keep pointing at the box. So John, you're next. You are inside this thing.
Oh my god.
It seems like it's locked from without.
The energy's just coursing around me. The whole thing's lit up with a bluish electricity and ionized air. And after a couple of seconds, I just go, bright! And there's just like a ton of energy just building up inside the thing.
Okay.
That's all right now.
All right, now it's the Sallies. What kind of reaction do they have to this? This box seemingly magically appeared out of nowhere. You do recognize it as Bryce's Faraday cage, though. Brian, are you there?
Yeah. No one's attacking me, but I'm going into complete defensive mode. Like we're talking like karate defensive stance, just in case anything happens. You know.
So do both Sallies do the exact same pose?
Probably very, very similar, depending on where they are and who's close to them. But yeah. Oh God, I'm remembering this. I'm remembering a bit from Futurama where there were two Leelas and they immediately started attacking each other and like punching each other's fists and kicking each other's foot exactly. And there's like, stop it! Perfectly symmetrical violence never solved anything.
Pawn runs over to the flight controls and just kicks them as hard as she can so that it lurches to the left. All right, and we got Bryce. He's got the rifle. He's pointed at the first captain. So I guess that's kind of happening all during this whole process. So let's go there. Bryce, okay. Rifle to the captain's face.
Well, using communicate on the captain in the Faraday cage.
That's right, yeah. So
that captain gets a voice in his head, and it just asks him, if we encounter your original and it is still alive, what will you do?
This is to Beta?
This is to Prime.
Well, I guess which one did you consider Prime, I guess?
Or the one who was obsessed with things being Prime.
Okay, the one in the cockpit. I'm sorry. Which one?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, in his mind, you just hear him yelling Bryce, and he's pissed off and angry at you, and he's like, I will kill him. He's like, I will inject him, I will rip him apart, I will do whatever is necessary. Images of him of just grabbing him and then, just snapping his neck.
This is in response to asking about his original?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
You get this, there is only one, and I am the one.
Alright. Well, then, Bryce, at this point, lowers his rifle and, uses the gestalt that he'd already established with the others, and basically tells the people in the cockpit he's completely irrational. He's contained. I think you should take care of him. Of course, this is all in thought, and otherwise, I guess he's just standing next to the other captain.
Okay. What does the other captain say when he has a rifle pointed at his face?
Did he? Was Bryce right in front of him, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryce wasn't in front of him, and then all of a sudden he was in front of him with the rifle, not right in your face, but pointing at your head.
Instinctively, kind of raised his hands, and then when Bryce slowly lowered the rifle, he's like, well, what's it going to be, Bryce? You going to kill me?
I'm going to ask you a question. If we found your original, what would you do?
Are you reading his thoughts, or you just want what he said?
I just want to see how much time he spends thinking about it.
He says, I'm not sure. It'd be a little weird to meet another Bryce kind. Especially
Bryce just nods and says, you're needed in the cockpit.
All right. With that, he kind of you can't see him, but he kind of just kind of stares at you for a second, and then you feel like air rush by you as he runs to the cockpit.
Okay, so we'll start over the initiative again. So Bryce, you are up again. You're first. Is there anything you want to do this round?
Isn't that what I just...
Yeah,
that was my turn.
Okay, we can say this turn. So the Doc hears that on the Gestalt, and he fires his Spastic Quickfire into the Faraday cage with plasma. So I need to roll a bunch of dice. I wonder, what do you guys think? He's in a cage. You think he gets his defense on that? I don't know. He probably has a little bit of cover. Let's see here.
I get my shroud, right? The electricity shroud.
Yeah. Is there a defense associated with that?
Yeah, I think it's 2 dice.
2 dice. Okay, I'll just deduct that from the total then.
You also gotta imagine it is piercing through another. How thick is the Faraday cage? Is it like?
It's actually not that thick. It's just this layer. Okay, it's dense, but it's not thick. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine most of the it's still gonna hurt like hell, but I don't know how lethal it'll be after passing through an object. It depends on if it still it stays consistent with its heat and energy. If it doesn't get distributed through the hole that quickly of the Faraday cage.
Yeah, I'm also gonna ask you guys a question since it's plasma. Do you guys like even or do you like odd? Who feels like answering?
I like even.
Even? Okay. Okay, good. I rolled odd. So the plasma is going to blast into the Faraday cage, hitting into Captain Longbeard inside. You have 7 damage coming your way, and I don't believe... Man, it's been so long since I actually did combat. I don't think they're soaking.
Is it aggravated?
No, it's just lethal. But it's still... Yeah. I mean, you have lots of stuff. But, the plasma does not blast through the hull. It hits the other side of the cockpit and melts one of the panels, but it doesn't expose the atmosphere to the void.
So it shoots right through me?
Yeah. It blasts right through you and heads out the other side. Yeah, you have a hole. We'll say I don't know. Pick one.
Oh my god.
Where do you have a hole?
Yeah. The upper part of my right lung. There's just a hole passing through my chest.
Okay. It blasted clean through you through the other side of the Faraday cage and almost went out into the void of space. So that was the docks. So you hear something from the inside of the Faraday cage. All right, and then Doc, Theo. So a plasma blast just got fired.
Theo's gonna look right at the doc. What the hell are you doing? You're trying to get us all killed?
I'm trying to kill him.
Okay, well, he's not getting out of there anytime soon.
Well, do something. The other Bryce says he's no good. He's gonna kill us all.
Okay. He walks over to it and he'll kind of ask the doc to back up.
He backs up slightly. Not a lot though. This is going pretty quick.
He puts his hand inside the hole. Oh, not the hole, but he puts his palm up against the hole, and he will concentrate his flames through there.
Okay. That's a lot of dice, isn't it?
Let me look it up real quick.
So you probably get shocked, I would think, as this happens. So
jeez.
What kind of you said it's how's that work, John? Doesn't he get shocked if someone tries to hurt you?
He takes 3 aggravated damage.
Okay. So you get lit up a little bit, but inside he gets roasted alive probably.
Oh my god. It's brutal.
And I don't know even. I think there's probably a saving throw associated with it, but.
All right, let me find it real quick. Let's see. There's fire aura, scorching.
While he's figuring that out, Tim, I'm sorry, we've kind of been ignoring you, man.
Well, that's okay.
Is Esteban just cleaning up the mess? You think he'd?
Oh, he walks into the room and he's carefully looking over the body, just calmly. So, it's a shame, actually. Would have been interesting to hunt you. Such a pity. Nevertheless, and he starts pushing him over to the cellular demolecularizer, and he starts slowly demolecularizing him from the foot up, just completely atomizing him. Well, at least I will have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm still here. You won't be able to have that satisfaction, but at least I will. And finally, as he gets up to his mid-torso and to his head, he says, "Goodbye." And he just finishes off demolecularizing him.
You notice while that was all happening, well, maybe towards the end because you're so focused on it, but one of the cameras was just angled in your direction the whole time.
I act like I didn't notice it.
Okay.
In the med bay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. The med bay is cut off. Yeah, sorry. I guess that didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Maybe I just thought I saw it.
Scratch that. All right.
It did happen. I was just wondering.
Yeah, good call. I forgot about that.
Yeah, true.
All right. So Theo, how many dice are you rolling here, buddy?
Actually, I got something else. When he thinks about doing it, right? He'll take the shock damage because he got close, but he has a moment of hesitation, and he'll back down and say, "I can't fucking do this."
Do it! See the doc still pointing his gun.
Why can't we just fucking knock him out or something? I don't know.
All right, John, it's your turn. So you got shot. You heard this. It looked like you saw a hand. Yeah. What do you do?
Rage just fills, Longbear up, and he reaches down, just rending and ripping the cage apart into a big mass, She lifts over his head, getting ready to slam on top of Colt. And at the last second, like even through his red rage, he sees that it's not Colt in front of him, it's Theo. And he stops. And just stands there staring at him.
Holding the bent and rents Faraday cage above your head?
Above his head, yeah.
Okay. The Sallies see this.
No, what was it again?
What was what?
Did I see what? Sorry, I got distracted.
You see the captain with the bent and rent Faraday cage above his head. He's managed to get himself out, but he stopped himself. It looked like he was going to smash Theo. So there's sort of this like standoff between Theo, Colt, and the captain.
I will let them have their battle. I am not getting involved.
Sally's are smooth.
Just keeping back, keeping to the edge of things.
Pawn, what does Pawn do? Pawn's just trying to she's like jerking the control still. She doesn't know what else to do. Trying to make it hard for people to stand up. Left, right, down. And then it's back to Bryce. And I guess probably the original captain. So we'll say that, yeah.
Captain first?
Yeah, the first captain, since he kind of, yeah. So the other captain.
So he bursts through the cockpit door, evaluates, sees the other Longbeard getting ready to smash Theo, and he just leaps at him, and just his entire body glows with energy, and he slashes at him with his sword, cutting him down, or trying to cut him down.
Okay. Why don't you make an attack roll against yourself? I guess. And you have to decide if the one that's standing down with the thing on his head, would he try to avoid it? Because if he doesn't try to avoid it, then don't deduct the defense. But
yeah, I'll say he probably. Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah,
it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, you try to. I try to think like if you're holding something over your head, but he's strong enough to not even.
So while that's happening, the Sally's tremor seems to get worse. Esteban down in the med bay, he's deatomizing. He has like just a tremor, like his legs just like shaking uncontrollably.
Okay, I got 7 successes minus the 2 is 5 successes.
Okay, that's in addition to the I think 7 he had before.
Yeah, and I do 2 extra. Though she reduces 2, so yeah. So fighting myself, that doesn't even add electricity.
All right, so that cuts him down then, right?
Oh yeah, dude, that's way more.
Okay. All right, so we'll just say that combat is over. I think that's the first time we've used initiative, maybe. Yeah, maybe the second.
One of.
Yeah, leaps past him almost anime style as he slashes him, landing on the other side of the room. And he turns around just in time to see the 2 halves of these Longbeard fall to the ground with a big metal clanging sound as the Faraday cage kind of collapses on top of him.
Even though he's dead, Colt shoots again with the plasma blast and gets him right in the face.
God damn it, Colt.
He feels like picking odd or even this time.
Odd.
Even.
Oh, you guys are okay. You're good. The blast hits into the other side of the cockpit and doesn't break the hull.
Good God.
But Captain Longbeard's face is unrecognizable.
With that Longbeard captain, the new captain Longbeard, stands up and initiates a long stream code to Aisho again. enacting his captain rights.
Greetings, Captain.
Hello, Aisho.
Do you have any orders?
Can you scan the debris? We're searching for any remnants of the she vessel.
Yes, Captain. As reported earlier, there seems to be 2 forms of debris. One, I believe, is the debris from the Chomper's ship. The other debris must be from the vessel you are curious about.
Thank you, Aisha. He kind of looks over at Theo and probably the others, I guess, just staring at him. He's like, we have work to do. We have crew members that are missing.
We also got a dead body here.
With that, Longo walks over to the captain's, kind of reaches down, grabs the slab of meat with his right hand and grabs the Faraday cage with his left and just drags it, carries it out of the room, and just throws it into the first elevator. You hear him say something about, we don't have time to waste on this.
Ding! The doors close.
Bryce just walks into the cockpit and collapses in the sensors station chair and starts idly moving his fingers across the control panel while kind of staring blankly at the monitors.
Pawn just sort of, she stops jerking the controls, and she sort of just looks over at Bryce. He just died.
Bryce kind of visibly curls up, hunches over, closes his eyes for half a second until he realizes he needs them open to do his job, which is unusual, and just says, well, basically just nods and keeps working.
Theo will just put his hand on her shoulder and say, "It's well, I don't really know what to say, Pon, but we'll have to just."
I just don't understand any of you anymore. She sort of like shakes you out, your hands off her shoulders, and she sort of runs out of the cockpit.
He'll look down to the ground, and he'll slump back. He'll slump in his seat, and then he'll take a deep breath and all right, let's continue working on that. Bryce, there's we got to focus on the signals produced from the cloning machine.
You see that Colt is going around and just scanning everybody again with the bioscanner.
Sorry, the cloning machine?
We were trying to link. Pon was working on that, but we were trying to link the scanners, the 3D printing.
No, I think I know what you mean. So the detection system.
Yes, we can use that to home in on them, I think.
Maybe it's shorter range than I'd like, but I can I can try and enhance it.
You'll look over to where Pawn was working, and it seems that she already has it figured out. She's more than tripled the range.
She's still Pawn. So should I make a roll regarding the sensors check, or just wait for time to elapse?
You're trying to make it even more extended?
Well, he's just trying to, I guess, analyze the information so that it's put to maximum use.
I think with enough time, that's fine. I think you can,
okay.
You can do that. So the Sallies, have they got out of their kung fu pose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Sally.
Mm-hmm.
So the cockpit is kind of silent after that instance. The plasma is still sort of crackling on the panel on the left side of the cockpit. You look out of the view screen into the void of space, and you see the asteroid that you're close to, the debris field, the parts and things sort of twisting and dancing in space, and the blue light of the rift is sort of bathing everything.
Did the shaking that Esteban felt, was it anything that he had felt before?
No, that was something new.
Okay. So he starts doing a full medical scan on himself.
You'll also find that flesh, that foreign, fleshy, sort of butterfly-shaped thing on the base of your skull.
Yeah, So do I have that? I'm gonna get myself scanned.
Oh yeah, the doc went around and told everyone they have it.
What is it again? It's in the.
It's foreign tissue that you're guessing the Shi have implanted in your bodies, but there's no scars.
Can we get rid of it?
The doc.
Can we remove it?
The doctor said it would be a dangerous operation.
Oh yeah.
So Esteban down in the med bay finds the same information.
He just starts frantically scanning it, deep cellular tissue scans, doing everything on a microcellular level, going down as far as he possibly can with the instrumentation that he has.
Yeah, it seems like it's intricately woven with the spinal cord and the nervous system. That would be, if something happens to this, the spine at the base of your skull, it's pretty obvious what the outcome would be. Either death, be paralyzed.
He starts getting in sort of a panic state, starts looking around the room, seeing if there's anything. He goes over to those instruments that he found underneath the table and starts examining them to the best of his ability.
Okay, trying to figure out how they work.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you pushing buttons and things like that?
Well, he's looking at them first, and he's just examining, seeing if there's any buttons, panels, if they're activated.
Yeah, I believe there was a round one. I should have taken notes, but there was a round one that has several buttons on it.
Okay, so he tries to activate it, just delicately pushing buttons on it.
Okay, everyone has seizures.
Okay.
Everyone has violent, like drooling out the mouth, can't control your bodily functions type of seizures, like grand mal seizures.
Oh, fun.
Do I have any control over my hands?
No. They're flapping, slapping on the floor beside you.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? We'll just end the session there. Everyone's having a seizure.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
All right. That sounds like a good place to break.
Seizures are always a fun place to break.
All right. That looks like another successful adventure in the can.
Well, at least there's no more clones, extra clones.
There's Sally.
Oh, that's right. At least
There
there's no
are
more
plenty
extra
more
violent
clones, just not on the ship.
Yeah, just not on the ship. Yeah.
Well, they might all be dead.
It might be.
Maybe.
But yeah. All right. Let's see. Who we want to start with first? How about Phil? I actually got your name right this time.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was a pretty intense session. I remember I was looking at the Kaizen powers at that moment. And I was like, because I was going to play to the fact that he was going to be very hasty with it, but then like he just wouldn't outright murder a guy because he's got his priorities. All he wants to do is get an L back, and there's like he doesn't care to do all this stuff. So he kind of there was a moment of hesitation.
Well, it was that, and it was actually Longbeard that you were going to kill. So
yeah.
That had something to do with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I was like, I can't just kill the guy. No, ain't right. Also, it would have been probably violent for everybody else because that's a 40-foot flame.
Yeah, I can see why that's an additional reason.
Yeah.
Pause.
I think
So it really had nothing to do with compassion. It was just
No, there was a lot of compassion there. It's just upon further analysis, we realized that the decision would have been very harmful, and he would have probably been the only one on the bridge at that point.
Cockpit in flames. Yeah.
There is an intense fire in the cockpit. Fire suppression systems have been activated.
Yeah, I think Finale seems to be strangely cool with having like her new twin. I mean, like sees her as an irritating sister. You know.
That's good. Yeah, feel free to have fun with that.
that would
Yeah.
Well, if you had lit up the whole cockpit, killing everyone, it would have just been Esteban with his own ship.
Oh no.
Well,
Unless you unplugged the 3D printer, because it was going to start cranking everybody out again.
Oh, true.
well, wait, we don't have our flesh.
What's that?
We don't have our flesh port, so there's we can't get would it detect if we were dead?
It would have just printed out an old copy of you, except for Esteban. Deleted his copy.
Well, Theo would have been alive because he's protected from his own flames.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I would have survived, but then I would have had the horrible realization I just wasted everybody. I was like, no.
Of course, did you have that property up? I don't think you did.
Oh, no, I didn't do that. He was being hasty again, but this time there was a lapse of misjudgment. I decided to choose the derangement of. Actually, I got it right here. Let's get the book. I decided to choose for him to have fixation, a mild fixation.
Were we supposed to choose an insanity or something? Because I don't think I got that.
Yeah, because you're new clones. So pick a flaw or a derangement to roleplay.
Oh, okay. I'll have to think of some subtle one that hasn't manifested yet.
And have fun, because you can have two different ones.
Yeah, that makes it better.
So you have one Sally has one thing, and the other Sally has a different thing.
Oh, okay.
So you could have obsessive compulsive Sally and depressed Sally if you want, or whatever.
And Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally.
Yeah.
I found it funny when Longbeard brought up wife. Mostly because I was going to play out the fact that Theo does not know anything about what marriage actually is.
Yeah, because he lives on the ass end of the universe, you know.
Yeah, they don't deal with they have no idea what that is. He's never encountered it. So when you say that, he's like, "What the fuck is that?" That's going to be a very funny conversation down the line.
All right. How about Tim? Did you have fun fighting yourself?
Almost. I stalked myself, but I didn't actually get a chance. Oh yeah, I had a fist fight with myself. Yes, it's always fun.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be a scene where you're holding everyone up in the med bay with your gun, but it didn't actually work out that way.
I thought there was going to be something.
I kept playing the Star Trek music where Spock and Captain Kirk were fighting each other when you were doing that.
Oh, the Pong Far episode. And every time we take a swipe with that crazy weapon they had, they sped up really fast as they jump backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other thoughts, Tim?
Yeah, it was fun. Very groovy.
That's cool.
Esteban does like to watch things. He won't act often unless he absolutely has to, and then you see that it's very violent when he does.
The animal comes out. All right. Brian, any thoughts about today's session?
It was interesting. It was to kind of see. I didn't expect everyone to have. It was pretty interesting. I mean, yeah, I would just see how it goes and see how many of these duplicates actually end up surviving. You know.
Yeah, that might actually not be good for them because they're surviving in the hands of the Shi. Don't know where they are. They're being experimented on.
Maybe the originals are on the ship.
Maybe they're in the walls.
Not that again.
I guess they'd have to be in the walls and not thinking.
Yeah, not thinking or alive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're dead versions of yourself, maybe.
Oh, good.
They're being probed.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Anyways, I think I'm going to head out for now.
Okay, Brian. Thanks for playing.
And I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, Brian, yep.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, Brian.
All right.
All right, John, do you have any thoughts about today's session? Did you have fun plotting against yourself?
I mean, I knew. Yeah, I mean, I had given them both like an extreme case of paranoia, and then I had them both just take, what actions they thought, would happen. They know what each other would do, so how would they counter it? And there was one that was already with the group, and there was one that wasn't. So what would they do to protect each other? But yeah, and I felt bad with killing off. I was really working trying to get people to leave the med bay, and then eventually it just came down to everyone leaving. I'm like, oh, he hasn't got here yet, damn it. I mean, I would have just stepped out of the way and let him kill him anyways, but.
Yeah, that was a situation that surprised me. Like, oh wow, okay, you just killed him. I'm like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
That definitely got me. I was like, what? Oh, geez, the shit done hit the fan.
Yeah, I didn't know how you guys were going to react to all these duplicates. I didn't expect murder to happen, but that was interesting. Like in my head, I was picturing like this discussion with you and a clone. Like, hey, do you want to go live on some pleasure planet or something? And then whenever my life sucks, I'll just think about you having a good time.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, nothing that good.
I wanted them kind of to be as different as possible, like within the same character scope in my head of what they were, but one taking it like the one in the med bay didn't do well with the time that he was imprisoned. He didn't like Colt, he didn't obviously like any robots or anything like that. So he had all the worst functions of what VR could be. That I slowly healed him of over the past 20-something weeks we've been playing.
Yeah.
So I think they got the better copy, I think, in the end.
Well, that's good.
They had a lot of fun. And then you get to see how superpowered Bryce really is.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you started, I'm like, oh, shit. There he goes. Now he knows he can do this.
So we'll head over to Time Stop Bryce.
Yeah, that's not going to happen every session.
That was the one stuff going on right there. It was like Neo happening. I was like, good grief.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Basically the Deus Ex Machina power.
You can have fun at parties with that power.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey, where'd my clothes go? Holy crap.
I had forgotten all about my Kizzen powers. I had to look them up real quick.
Yeah, I have to go through them every session.
Just to remind yourself. So I don't know. Any other thoughts, Alex, on the session?
That was really, really complicated and difficult. I was quite impressed with the people who wound up having to play more than one them. It's challenging enough dealing with the situation from one person's perspective, but yeah, that's hard day on the Okina.
That's the name of the episode. Hard time.
But that's like every episode, isn't it? Aren't they all hard days on the Okina?
Me, myself.
It all goes to hell. What's new?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, hell breaks loose.
Some are a little
again?
common than others. Yeah.
What's funny is there was so much subplotting that we didn't even get to investigate what happened in the 2 days
No, it's true.
that went by. So we don't even we're so blinded by everything.
Yeah, that was another feature that I got me. I was like, oh my god, we can't even. We're trying to kill it. No, Theo's. That's why I was playing it up to Theo. I was like, God, can we just stop fighting?
Yeah.
No.
You guys are fighting, and the she vessel's getting further and further away, and so is Chompers.
And probably Ganjan's decimated by now?
I mean, there was some time that transpired. We'll say that not as of yet, but it's doom is imminent.
That's the biggest thing that's breaking the air right now. Even the loss of the crew, but the loss of his entire race. I mean,
well maybe not the entire race. I'm just home planet.
It's kind of like he's like in half shock. He's like, I don't know. That's why he killed himself. He's kind of in his own just place, just trying to get what's needed to be done.
There's a lot of settlements of Gonjan out in the asteroid belt, so.
Yeah.
I would think. Oh, so sorry. You go ahead.
No.
You would think that I think the Nobots would just take care of that, right? Because they're having the rebellion. I don't think they'd want the planet to get hit.
You never know.
Oh,
guess we'll find out.
I mean, I guess they wouldn't really bother them, so they just stand there and have like the rocks pelt off and be like, that's all right.
It's like, it's solving our problem for us. Of course, you guys even don't know what their goal is or what it is going on with that. But you just know that there is a rebellion.
It's because they're not truly gods. They need to be just wiped out. I hate Nobots.
One thing I've kind of been thinking about is we don't necessarily know what sources are distributing this information. So, I mean, obviously the stuff about the Earth Ursalying with the She sounds like it could be propaganda from either Mavericks or Gonjan. Gonjan Doomed doesn't sound like it's something that Gonjan would broadcast themselves. So
that's
there
true.
are all these... We kind of have to take into account where the information is getting to us from.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Right, so the news is always right?
There's never any propaganda in the news. No.
This just in. Raving Red Saint just got captured. Now she's on public execution.
Another thing that really caught my attention and has me wondering is if the She were after us and they fled the asteroid, they just set it on its way, what took out the Earther fleet?
Yeah,
or what cut it in half?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, I guess maybe I wasn't very clear. The news article was talking about it took the destruction of half of the fleet to deflect the asteroid. They were literally, like, in addition to like cluster bombs or whatever and technology they were literally slamming huge vessels into it so that it would direct it away from Earth.
That's bizarre.
I didn't think they would actually. I think we would. If that's how the Earthers want to solve their problems, man, you go right ahead.
Well, I mean,
They're playing billiards with spaceships and asteroids.
Just crash it in there, damn it! Just crash them all in there.
Get the angle right. Got the side pocket.
Well, I was thinking the asteroid is so large that they can't destroy it. So they had to deflect it. That was my GM thinking anyway.
For a second, I was wondering
space billiards.
For a second, I was wondering if Earth was having a population problem again, so they were just piling a bunch of people on a bus and using them.
All right, come on. Single file.
Kamikazes.
The aliens are attacking. Your family will be taken care of. Sign up today.
Why is Grandma on the same ship with me?
She's doing her duty.
Old age, not a problem.
Don't worry, Zerka Corp will compensate all of your families. Kind of. Get on. Oh, boy.
Yeah, lots of patriotic stuff, no disability, or disabilities will not turn you down for admission into today's army, or something. Space Navy, whatever.
I'm sorry, we can't compensate you, sir. You lost your arm. That's we're not liable for that.
Yeah, I actually wrote down a ton of stuff today. I think you guys got through a good many of it.
We haven't even touched the mystery yet. Oh man.
Yeah, I had a bunch of notes for that too.
Oh man, Theo's gonna be super disappointed. He's like, all he wants to do is get a nail back. This is everything's becoming so much more difficult.
Because I wanted to deal with the triginium poison effects on Bryce, and then there was the seizures and quakes and things from which you can kind of guess is the She implant.
Yeah.
Well, probably.
I tried to do a little bit when I picked up Theo and sent him against the wall. I was saying stuff like I've been fighting, blips of images in my heads of me fighting and things. I don't know if any of that's true, but I think I threw it in there. It's like, what could have been happening?
I don't think no one really I guess no one didn't hear me when I had said it, but I said heat up. And I was actually saying that he activated his heat aura. He was actually catching himself on fire.
Yeah, so I knew that's what you'd end up doing.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have hurt you. I was really just trying to, or not me, Longbeard. Really just for a second to ask you, make sure that you weren't a clone trying to kill him or something.
Oh.
I think I know what Esteban's new mental problem is.
What's that?
Well, it might come into play next week.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind and compassionate. He's honest.
Not a fighter.
That probably is a flaw.
I think when there's time, Theo will probably have to try to console Little Pawn. She's just witnessed the other clone get diced in half and shot through the face, which is a horrifying image.
Dude, Colt.
Well, Colt was kind of wanting to do that too. That's what got me. I was like, yeah, this is kind of like fulfilling a sick vendetta for him.
Yeah, he has a problem with authority, and he mentioned Captain Ying. I don't know if
he never trusted me, so.
He planted that bomb in you that we didn't know about at the time, of course, and we still don't know.
Yeah.
So as a hidden motive, he's like, oh man, this is it.
Fuck this guy. He started to plot, how to kill the other captain.
So Tim, what did Esteban take for his thing? Or you're not going to tell us yet?
I think what Tim's saying is that you'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah. Yeah.
Tim kind of plays things close to his chest, which is kind of cool.
I like that.
I was trying to play out my thing because he kept focusing on what had gone wrong, so he's being very internal this session. So
But yeah, I had fun. I was kind of surprised, like I said, the direction that you guys took this session. I thought there was going to be more investigation and less
murder hobo.
But I liked the tension. I did. I was like, ooh, wow, this is like PvP kind of stuff. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool. Spaceship and everyone's like, trying to kill each other and kill their. I just thought it was cool. I don't know. I didn't expect it to go this way, but I thought it was neat.
It felt weird to plot against myself, which I'm sure Tim must have felt too. Well, I guess your guy was chained up, so that made it a little bit easier to figure it out. But.
God, that was just like when you poisoned, I was like, oh man, that's just wow.
He thought for sure the other him would have talked himself out of confinement, and he'd be stalking him somewhere. That's why he decided he was just going to contact the captain, make sure that he was still locked up, or if he wasn't locked up.
Yeah, the only thing that was really tough about the session was keeping track of where everybody was and trying to balance how much time everybody had. Like, I was like, okay, who hasn't gone yet? Where are you at? That's the only trick I had with the session.
I don't know if everyone else. I mean, I always feel, at least in this game more than other games I've played, even if I'm not in a scene, it's interesting enough to me anyways that I don't even notice.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. I like listening to everyone else's RP, so it doesn't.
Yeah, it's fun.
I've never sat here thinking, what am I going to be playing or something.
I'm always self-conscious about if I take up too much time because I don't want to end up hogging the spotlight.
Yeah, me too. That's the weirdest thing about the step at a time thing. That
was perfectly placed, though, man. That was a great situation to do it in. I'm like, oh man, you could do some cool stuff here, Really change the course of events.
Save the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you hadn't stopped me, Colt's shot wouldn't have killed me. That means Colt would have been dead.
Well, and I was kind of wondering what would happen to the control panel if you were going electrically nuts on the bridge.
Yeah.
I It's another thing I gotta fix.
the whole command center.
Oh, there's that and all the chompers damage still. So.
Oh, damn it.
The place is a mess.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
And who knows what else is, because Gino had some type of fight.
Yeah, fuck damn, man. This is going to be everywhere. All you're going to hear is cursing throughout the ship as he's moving and stuff. It's like, damn it!
Yeah, there's going to be new damage you haven't seen before.
Oh, jeez. How did that get there? How did you get that there, Gino?
Theo's got a honeydew list a mile long.
Oh, man.
Not having any big dinner parties for a while.
No, he's gonna walk in. There's gonna be a no. He's just gonna sleep. And he's like, no, I can't. I'm just tired. He'll pass right out.
Who knows what the outside of the ship looks like?
Oh yeah, jeez. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been trying to put in stuff that's like in the setting that has nothing to do with you guys, like it's sort of like wallpaper, like the stuff going on with like Ganjin and like because there's wars going on right now. So I've been trying to
I think that news
I like that.
Yeah, the news feed.
Yep. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. That was I love that. I was like, because I always try to include stuff in the from the setting that I was reading up on and throwing it in there.
Yeah, I think next time I'll try to throw in a bit about the Leviathan of Jupiter, the one that you guys had heard about before, and stuff's gonna happen with that.
That's Saturn, I think. If
was it Saturn?
It would be a much bigger deal because that's where all the Maverick colonies are.
That's right.
Like basically orbiting around. It's definitely Saturn.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And this is mixed up. I guess they're two big gas giants, so it makes sense. But yeah. But yeah, I'll try to do something with that next time.
Oh, I know how it is. Let the Gungeons die. Let's go save the Mavericks. Oh, no.
Hey man, they surrounded themselves with AI robots. They knew what they were getting themselves into.
Yeah, idiots.
Well, we'll save them. Don't worry though; they'll become Mavericks. We'll just bolster our numbers, and then everyone will become Mavericks, and then we'll all start over.
I actually consider myself a Maverick.
Theo considers you a Maverick.
You're like
faction-wise,
ex-Ganjin, I guess. Ex-Patriot, something like that.
I mean, technically, I've been equal time to life as a Gungeon and as a Maverick. So.
Hey, actually, with time, he was actually considering Lyran to be sort of like a Maverick as well. He definitely considers Longbeard Maverick because, as far as he's concerned, even if he doesn't call himself one, it's the fact that his being a Maverick isn't exactly like you just join up. As far as Theo's concerned, it's like you're labeled that regardless because you're a criminal. You live out in the outer rim. You might as well be just a criminal. Like those the space Amish that we came across. That's
right. Yeah, we have a space Amish episode. Mm-hmm. That they're currently cohabitating with the settlement of Quay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like those guys probably don't recognize any factions, but they're considered Mavericks nonetheless because they live out there. There's no government that controls them.
Well, I was kind of thinking there's probably some cloisters of different cults and belief systems and all kinds of weird.
Oh yeah, most definitely like that. But it's like contained in its own bubble, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Earth, their colonies all have one thing. That's another reason why I was playing off the fact that he didn't know what a lot of these cultural idioms like marriages and stuff. Because he's like, you're out there, like Tim said, in the back ass water of space. Everyone lives on their own rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of neat about the Mavericks is you can really have some wide variety of settlements and things.
Hell yeah.
Whatever you guys can come up with.
Yeah, I want to come together with a mosh of ships that just don't have any power themselves, but all kind of just link together to create like a satellite.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Huh.
That'd be actually really
almost
nice.
like a junkyard, but it's like, oh, we don't have any more fuel. Well, more ships show up, and they all just kind of combine their ships into one massive island in space.
Well, that is what the Cogs do. They when they make war vessels, they just take ships and mash them together.
Atom.
Space junk flying through space, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was reading about. And I was
Hulks.
they'll take war vessels and just put them together, or take a ship that's not normally a war vessel and just mash it. And I thought Theo might do that someday with the Okina.
Sounds like Reavers.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some terrible folk out there too. They're not all nice criminals.
Ain't nothing but criminals out there.
Alex, what faction are you?
Oh, I'm Maverick.
No, who are you,
You
sir?
mean,
Did you ever pick an actual Maverick like faction, like the Cogs or?
oh yeah, he at least started as a knave, but knave is one of those ones where you can be contracted out to all sorts of different people and they don't mind. So, he was born in a colony of knaves. A lot of the work he's done was for the cartel previously.
Yeah, I was thinking about including some of that again too. Maybe the cartel comes looking for you.
I included that as one of my ideas for a session, I remember.
Oh, the cartel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That small one we did where I played Rocket, you guys played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Blitz and hits.
Blitz. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're gonna probably wrap this up. Is there any final thoughts or anything anybody has to say?
I'm gonna be working on the Nils ship for the maps, and I'll work on the interior. And I've been working on. I'm gonna get my audio logs done this weekend. And then I've got additional logs that I've been doing, and they just go into his life before the session started, basically. So it's like, his years when he was like 14 all the way up until now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, Death to the She. That's about the extent of what I got.
So I figured I'd just add a whole bunch of characters and stuff for plot hooks and things like that.
Always handy to have the ammunition.
What was that?
Oh, just saying it's always handy to have the GM ammunition.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, sorry about that. That's my wife calling me. Let me know if she's on the way home.
That sounds groovy.
All right, guys. I'll see some of you next week.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Good game. Y'all have a good week.
You
And
too.
weekend.